comes the void!
I'm first.
Hello, void! Welcome! Scream in fear! The void is here!
Congratulations on being first, Zire, and also hello, Alaris. Hello, Void. How are you both doing?
Hello there.
Welcome in, Zire. Sorry, we are starting a little bit late tonight. We are having some technical problems. Welcome in, Jungos. You have a new walk-on that is pending? Okay, yeah, I will go take a look at that right now. Da-da-da-da. It won't work this time, but it should work next time. If Blurp will sign in for me. Oh shoot, the Arknights reminder. Where be your walk-on? I approved it, but now how do I make it the default? You can use Roll20. You can either use Roll20 or just use D&D Beyond. Sorry, I know everyone's hearing a one-sided conversation right now because you guys can't hear chat at the moment. Jungos, did you just play the bits noise through Blurp? Lunagi already gave the DM advantage before we have begun. Merciful, thank you for the Arknights reminder. I will deal with that right now. No one can. Oh, it's a party pool. Okay, so for tonight, because this is a one-shot thing, tonight, if anyone buys player advantage, it is a shared pool. You do not have to say the character's name. It's just whoever uses it, uses it. That's just how it goes. All right, so I'm going to move us to the next screen, but I do not have Pyro's reactive link. So Pyro is just a ghost. Is a ghost, and Stella, I need to fix your reactive so it is not massive. I will go to that screen and we're doing it live. And maybe it would help if I unmuted everybody. Oh,
I
poor.
got dice now.
Okay, let's see. Let's go.
Oh, look, we're
I
little
need to get
detectives.
chat open.
Though we do need to move Stella under.
I think I'm a good size.
There we go. Yes, you are now. I did it. I did it off screen.
That Umbreon's
the
gonna eat
studio
your hat if you ain't careful.
I can.
Does he eat the hat?
swap. I can swap the order. I
No,
can
this is
swap
fine.
the order so that Umbreon is chilling out on the outside.
No, they're
It
hat
has
nibblers.
begun.
Look at them nibbling that hat.
Welcome in, Keva.
Oh, my hat.
Yes. Can you give
It's always in
disadvantage to a
danger.
player? No, not today.
I'm sorry about your hat.
Nom nom
Nom,
nom.
nom, 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 nom.
Since Super Baki says they'll take disadvantage, I will give Super Baki disadvantage.
Great. Not on everything, just a little time. Just a couple.
Everyone hydrate.
Just a dash of disadvantage.
Just a
sprinkle?
smidge. A soupçon.
We're already
Of
scuffed
disadvantage.
today. We're already scuffed today. Just accept
Welcome
this.
everybody. Today, we are going to join a party of adventurers as they find themselves requested by special dispensation to assist a local investigator in the city of Blanq Nuwah, also known as the City of Downpours. Tonight, we investigate the murder of Viscountess Norma
murder?
Mann.
Waiter.
Perfect. Hey, no notes. That part, like, wow. I thought I was there.
Wait, you guys are taking notes? Are we?
I'm not.
No.
Me
Typewriter
take
noises.
notes?
Where am I?
Hell no.
Typewriter noises. The
Wait,
murder of
typewriter
Viscountess
noises.
Norma Mann.
Do that. Typewriter.
Wait, where am I?
You're a typewriter now.
You're
got it.
loud is what you are. You need to join the Roll20.
This just in.
Yes.
2 people found dead in a fire.
Is Baki loud for anyone? Because if I need to adjust people's volumes,
I've
I
not
shall.
changed anything.
Oh, I know you haven't.
I've not changed.
So,
Hi, Doki.
yeah, just need Pyro in Roll20. So, just for everyone's
Just send them the link
information,
again.
tonight we have some guest stars with us who I will ask to very briefly introduce themselves. You may have seen them on the stream before, maybe not. Umbreon, would you like to introduce yourself as a player briefly?
Like the character?
No, you as a player, since you're not often with us on the stream. Just one sentence.
Like what? Their Twitch handle?
Like, hi, I'm Blanq.
Oh.
I like this.
Hi, I'm an Umbreon, I guess,
Oh.
and I'm here to
Oh.
play D&D. Period.
Okay. I think you were.
Oh, you
Was that
stink!
pause the struggle not to literally say, hi, I'm Blanq and I like this?
Yep.
Thought so. Pyro, would you like to introduce yourself as a player very briefly?
I wouldn't call myself a player necessarily.
Perfect.
You are tonight.
I'm a guest. I guess the last time that I played, I was an NPC. So
Yes,
yeah,
Pyro was last seen on the channel playing the Necromaster.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
the Necromaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That's his
said-
character today.
It said tonight
I wish.
the party, most of the party that is, were on a different adventure. They had just conquered a town under siege by a goblinoid army, and they had gone ahead and spent their spoils, gotten some filthy lucre out of the deal, promptly drank it all away, and were heading back to their hometown when they were intercepted by a oddly dressed young gray-skinned goblin who strode up to them from a unmarked road off to the side of the forest that he had not originally noticed. This strangely dressed goblin was wearing a gray newsboy cap, dark gray trousers, a light gray vest over a dirty once white shirt, and shiny black shoes. He then handed them a white envelope with a black wax seal and ran off, back up the dimly lit road to a city covered by dark gray storm clouds and pouring rain. Opening the letter read, "I don't like looking for outside help, but the authorities want to close the case. I know there's more going on. If I bring in some outsiders, it'll buy time. I've got gold to spare, and we can share a brandy in my office. Don't tarry. Vince Spade. Heart and Spade. PIs." The address on the front had a street name, a number, and at the bottom said downtown Blanq Nuwah.
Downtown.
The party finds themselves, after some deliberation, I presume, discussing it amongst themselves, and the fact that they had drank away all their coin and had debts back at their hometown, decided to at least see if this is something that could be handled over a weekend, something quick. Gold was promised after all.
I got no coins.
As they head down the road and the setting sun casts these pale white rays over this dusty gray road, could you please go ahead and describe your character for us, Baki?
Oh, first. So, just in general, or am I setting a scene? I don't know what to do.
You're setting the scene. What would your character be doing as you're heading down the road with your party of 4 other adventurers who have joined you?
As they're walking down the road, you notice there's a just a little guy kind of in the back with a lute or a lyre, one of those fantasy guitar looking things, just kind of plucking notes as they walk. Discordant, doesn't really make any sense. Just kind of as they're walking, like timing it with steps and stuff, just being absent-minded. But he's just a little guy, a furry little Harangon, not a rabbit, and just gray, really no distinguishing features, minus his pair of little circle glasses that rests on his little sniffer, and he's got a big old cowboy hat, like it's a real size cowboy hat on a like a 3-foot rabbit, so he's kind of getting swallowed by it. And there's there's 2 holes cut out, like hewn with a knife, where he kind of like pops his ears up through. And he just has like a fancy blue suede vest, and you see like the chain of possibly like a pocket watch going like back under, into a hidden pocket. But he's just a little guy with a big old hat.
So as you're heading down this dusty road, and your Harangon companion is plucking notes poorly on this lute, how does your character respond to this? And please introduce them, Z-Ray.
Kind of twitching every time like a really discordant note goes off. But continuing conversation is a large red dragonborn, broad of chest, thick of bicep, wearing a black fedora kind of tilted on his head with his horns kind of poking through, kind of idly like swinging a hand axe. One of 2 he has in his hand and the other on his back with a large maul at his waist. Just kind of sauntering, kind of got armor on, but almost like a pinstripe style shirt and pants and pretty nice clothing. Saying, "Look, he says he's got gold. I say we go to him." I need more money. I got some debts to pay.
Tail, what does your character think of this interaction? What does your character have to say about it? And please introduce them.
I'm pretty sure Barb originally had something to say about it, but the discordant sounds just is like it sounds like a shrieking cat, and it's very, very confusing for Barb right now. But Barb is a very short kobold, amber-colored eyes, slightly piercing because of her red scales. And her red scales are peppered with specks of obsidian scales. But she tends to hide herself in a green cloak, so you don't really see that, except maybe for her face. She's wearing worn-studded leather, most likely hand-me-downs, and a slightly torn cloak that she has attempted to keep together with patches and adhesive. So she's decorated the shoulders with some feathers that she's found, and, who knows where she has found these feathers, but she's got a bunch of different ones on there, but they're definitely worse for wear. So they probably need replacing. She isn't smelly, but she absolutely looks like she's been rolling around in the dirt like a dog, because why not? So she would have had something to say, but it was just like, have you been practicing? You've been practicing?
I don't respond.
Yeah, you just keep doing it?
There's no response. That said, these colorful and interesting companions with you, could you please introduce and give us a little insight into your character, Captain Pyro?
Hello, is this thing on?
It's on.
It is.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Captain Pyro. It's the first time to the group. First time to
Introduce
the
your character.
first time to the game. Oh, the character. Okay, I got you.
He is playing a character.
I am playing.
I'm 6'2". I love weed.
Every day. No, okay, so my character is probably about around 6 foot. I would say older gentleman. Looks like he walked into Count Olaf's closet and grabbed every bit of clothing he had. Wears glasses. I believe he's a human druid, and that's all I got. Like me and my character's probably going to be rather quiet tonight.
Perfect. So he's adjusting his glasses, trying to ignore the noises from your Harengon companion. One of the few creatures of nature that may not be on the highest top of your list as a druid, right now at least. And to introduce the final member of our adventuring party, who is on the road with them currently, could you please introduce and describe your character, Umbreon?
Yeah. So Arten is a furbolg, so she's got that nice blue-gray skin, brown messy hair. She's about 7 feet tall. Has goggles to keep the hair out of her eyes. The rest of her hair is so messy it kind of spills into her hood. She wears this billowing green poncho with white trim. It just always appears to be billowing. Otherwise, she's just got kind of leather boots and normal small clothes, but that's about it.
If everyone could do me a solid and in Roll20 change your display name to your character name, because I am not going to remember names right now, that would be wonderful.
The character tokens will show up very shortly.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, as long as they have names on them. Because otherwise it's going to be a, hey, you. Yeah, you.
Listen here, rabbit.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Hey, that's racist. We're not all rabbits. No, wait, I am a... Scratch that. I have 8 intellect. No, he doesn't. God, where do you change? I forget where the top name.
There's a gear in the top right.
Oh, I should probably mention short.
Oh,
when I say short, she's like 2.5 feet tall.
Yes,
She's
very
very,
small.
very short. Very small.
So that said, you guys are making your way.
Get away.
The goblin who had come by and given you the letter had preceded you and took off like in a dead sprint, just gone up the road.
You literally never gave them the link, Seb.
I did.
No, you didn't. In our group conversation, you did not.
I gave Pyro the link directly.
Okay.
Pyro has
Swimming in Link.
joined it already
Yes.
for a Roll20, but you need to log into Roll20 so you can control your character.
Yeah, I'm on the thing. I see the map.
You're not
Oh,
in
okay.
it though.
It doesn't say
I
you're
don't
in
see
it.
you.
You need to click join game or launch game.
I thought I did. 1 second.
As you guys get closer to the city, you start to very quickly notice that once you exited the forest, like at first you just took it because it was odd lighting, but now you notice that these waves of grain next to you are gray. The grass on either side of the road is gray. The city coming up is gray. And as you rise up a little higher in elevation, you can see out over the estuary. The water is gray. Everything here is gray. Everything
it
is
wasn't-
shades of gray. It was not
But
when you left the forest.
Can I take
Okay.
a drink of the water just to check it out?
Well, the estuary is down quite a ways from you at this point. You're on the road to Blanq Nuwah, but there are wells at some. There's a lot of farmland on the way, very verdant, fertile farmland.
It's just
You
gray.
may have heard of Blanq Nuwah before because of the fact that they are such a they export a lot of foodstuffs. Their orchards are well known, and their vineyards are throughout the world. They are especially revered. They get bumper crops almost every year, partially because of what is known to almost everyone is that Blanq Nuwah is known as the city of downpours because it gets an unusual amount of rain.
So Seattle.
They-
What in the
They built-
hells? It's like someone turned off the lights just right over that area.
But when you look at each other, you're all still very, like, you have all of the color and all of the saturation in your outfits, but everything around you, and indeed, as you see some people working their farms and stuff, and you see a smattering of ponies running through a field, everything is in gray.
Well, wait,
Uh,
what happens if someone in the gray area walks into the verdant fields? Are they still gray?
You notice, especially with you plucking those cords, that when people do look up and notice you, the farmers, you generally see them shake their heads in disgust, turn away from you. You're not sure what's causing this reaction exactly, but
Can I hop in the grass and
Sure.
cut a piece of grass and see if it like turns into color in my hand, or it's just always gray?
sure, you can do that. You cut some grass and you hold it in your hand. Are you just holding it?
Just like feeling around in my fingers. I'm a rabbit. I know grass. Is this regular
It feels
grass?
like grass. It smells like regular grass, but there's like it even
Just
like
gray.
a little bit of grass juice squeezes out where you cut it.
Ooh,
But
I'm a also eat the grass.
I was actually
Tastes
gonna
like grass?
straight up eat the grass as well.
it's gray, but it tastes every bit as normal as like fresh green grass. Like it even there's the smell of fresh cut grass now that you've cut it.
Hopefully, there's some other great smells. One that starts with a P,
Hold up.
Perhaps.
perhaps.
Grit.
Well, hey,
Perhaps.
now
they
this
might grow pineapples here.
this grass over here now, seems to be a bit of ain't no color in this here grass. I don't know if y'all picked it up or not, but it smells like smells like grass, tastes like grass. And it's gonna
You hear
digest
one of
like
the
grass too.
farmers-
I hope.
Hear one of the farmers go, "It is grass, you fool!
Well, now that's not my name now, but I resent it.
Bloody damn tourists! He
and I'll
goes
just hop
back to-
around.
He goes back to plowing the field.
Sorry, my loot is broken. I'm just.
Then
it's
get a
broke.
new one.
All
Yeah,
of
money.
us-
Oh, I can't say an accent. Shit. Anyways,
Is
my
your plane
grass is
terrible
gray, but it's
because
still
it was
grass.
broken?
Yeah, I'm normally, as y'all know, I'm quite the frivolous bard in these here pots. Now, I mean, not these pots, but other pots that we've been to previously. Now,
So that said, it's about
blame it all on my roots. No, oh, sorry.
It's about a 20 to 30 minute walk up to the city. Is there anything in particular that you guys want to do on the way up to the edges of the city?
I'll play my lyre properly.
Okay.
It wasn't broke. I was just being annoying.
Okay.
And I wanted to see if anyone would say anything, and they did, so I got that satisfaction.
Okay.
It worked.
So
Yeah.
as
I'm here
as
for
you're
it.
going, you pass by some vineyards. You see like lush. It's right before harvesting season. There are luscious gray, juicy grapes on the vine. There is another
but-
field where they're growing designer grapes in these strange polygonal jars so that the grapes grow in a very specific shape.
I was just about to ask, are they high poly or low poly grapes?
Over there, they are
guaps?
the famous square grapes, the squapes.
Is it
Ah.
Squapes? Yeah, that's what it was.
So it's a delicacy known from Blanq Nuwah are the black squapes. Everything looks like a normal farming community outside of here. Other than the fact that everyone seems to dress fairly dapper. Like you're not seeing people in like burlap clothing and things. You're seeing people in like slacks, suspenders, like button-up shirts and things. The only real leather you see on people are these leather trench coats that seem to be some sort of mass-produced item. And every single person who presents masculine is wearing a hat. Everyone, without fail, has some sort of hat on.
Oh, I'm wearing a hat.
Everyone-
Oh, I'm a boy rabbit. That's right.
Every single one you see who appears to be presenting as male is wearing some sort of hat. Typically a bowler hat or a fedora. These classic style hats that are very out of style outside of Blanq Nuwah. But as you get to the city, you see another of these gray-skinned goblins outside who's shouting out, and when you get within earshot, you hear, "Extra, extra! Viscountess Norma Mann, presumed dead! The search is on for the air! The search is on for the air!" And this goblin is dressed very similar. He has like the newsy hat on, a vest, short sleeve shirt. They see you come in, they go, "Hey there, you want the rest of the news? 2 copper each."
2 copper. I'll
Yeah, 2
oh
copper
shit, I didn't.
each.
Whoop, I didn't add gold. I don't. Whoops.
Oh no.
Well, you're almost all broke.
Oh,
have a
okay, because
loot.
we spent. Okay.
Oh my god. When Pyro talks.
Oh, Bowser just gets big as fuck.
Let's go.
No, he has a fucking monocle.
Oh yeah,
Amazing.
he gets surd.
So,
Detective
Well-
Bowser.
do you want to pay
Yeah,
the extra copper, or are you just going to head on to the detective agency?
Hey kid,
Well,
give me the
I'd-
rest of the news. And
2
Jetty will
copper
flick
each.
some 2 copper.
Each?
Each.
Is this kid ripping us off?
I walk away.
I know your tricks. You'll just talk to each other if I give it to you. You're going to have to pay for the little one.
Me?
You're going to have
We're
to
all
pay.
little guys.
I don't actually know
Well,
how much I have.
What if I write you a song? Will that quell this rage you have in your
Yeah,
heart for the
nice
2
song
copper?
and 2 copper.
Well, you see, my songs are worth at least 3 copper back home now. Oh yeah, it might be 5 or 7. I mean, I'm not sure now. Yeah.
I
Kept my
don't
little
even know
cowboy
what you're
hat.
saying, so I definitely wouldn't understand what you're singing.
Well, that is the point now, isn't it?
No, it's
Baki
not.
used confusion.
Well, you
You've
see,
clearly never been to a proper lounge. You sound terrible.
a lounge. I have been lounging around in the woods as being a rabbit and all.
All right, well, if the rest of you aren't paying, I'm taking these 2 copper and leaving.
Whoa. You can't be rubbing off with a man's copper like that.
Does the goblin kid like turn to leave after Chatio hands him 2 copper?
Yeah, he was starting to leave.
Chatio grabs him by the back of his shirt and just lifts him up and goes,
Give me an attack
"Don't
roll.
do that."
Kill him.
Would it be a grapple?
It's
Like
an
athletics?
attack roll because you have to hit AC to do it first. Then it would be contested athletics.
Would it just
And
be
you give him a little
an
forehead
unarmed,
kiss.
I guess.
Yeah, so just an unarmed attack roll.
10.
That does not hit AC. He squirms away from you and disappears down.
I was
the
gonna say,
alleyways.
can I grab them?
I will give you a chance as well since you're closer to their height because he basically dodged by like ducking down and screaming.
What is my attack? Because I have like plus
this
8
would be an unarmed attack. So
unarmed
you'll go
strike.
to
So I get a plus
unarmed
3.
strike.
I don't
Yeah.
get sneak attack.
No, you don't.
Are you trying to kill him?
No.
Yeah.
Sneak attack would definitely kill.
No, I say go
18?
for it.
18 does hit AC, but now you got to give me an athletics check. This is
Athletics.
contested athletics. The number to beat because they have a negative to their strength score, and what they rolled is going to be 9.
Yeah, well, I rolled an 18 flat, and I have no.
So
no attack.
you grab him by the vest, and you're just like tenaciously holding on, and he's going. What's the deal? This little guy's supposed to stay together. What's going on? What are you, this guy's minion or something?
Minion.
No. Traveling companion.
Yeah, that's what they
Boyfriend.
all say. That's what he likes to tell you. That you're companions. He's just using you. Them
What?
big folk look at us like we're expendable. Are you in a union?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
George, out
This
of
one.
nowhere.
From across the veil of another campaign. Puts his little head
he
in.
He struggles because you've got him held, but he like sleight of hands a business card to you. And it's like,
I get
and he
representation.
whispers to you, you specifically, Barb, and says, "Look, you don't gotta listen to the big folk anymore. We can work together. Join the Newsies Union." You get a little card that has like a union rep's name on it and where to go to see him.
You don't
Hopefully you get, like, a
just
little
take
Newsies cap.
somebody's copper without telling them their information first. It's as simple as walk into the other side.
2
Look,
copper
look,
each
look,
for the news.
Look. You said
That
that.
was a
No.
handling fee.
No.
I handled it. And that's my fee.
No. That's not how it works. It's called you walk 5 feet, go talk to him, and then you can go and leave and do whatever with the 2 copper.
Okay. Set me down and I'll walk 5 feet.
No.
I hand the goblin
This
to
This
Zero,
Roge
what is your
here, he's a
character's name
trickster.
here? Holy crap.
Yeah,
Kingston?
Hand it to Chatio.
Chatio.
Is it Chad and Claudio?
It's a you go ahead and say your character's name.
Yeah, I'm Chadio, of the Dio family, but I'm kind of estranged. I'm not really I don't really associate with them anymore. They're kind of not the most upstanding citizens, if you catch my drift. But
I
you,
get
and he holds up the little goblin, owe me some money.
No, you owe him
He's a
information.
noob.
He owes you information. You handed the money.
You take the copper back.
You handling me,
Now
and that's
rob
the
him.
fee you gotta pay.
So
Trust me.
so
you
now-
don't want to piss off the newsies, fella.
It's
You
the
think you
cheese
can bully
tax.
me because you're a big guy?
Chadio is supposed to go walk 5 feet with this guy and get the information because he paid and
No,
then
because
we'll
then
wait.
he's gonna tell the rest of yous. I know how the scam works.
What in the hell
If
do
you
you
want
think
the
everyone else
information-
does with the information?
That's why we don't give the information to anyone who doesn't all pay for it.
Chadio, still holding the goblin, kind of turns back to Barb and just kind of winks. Is like, "Hey, don't worry, I won't tell him nothing." And he will, holding the goblin out in front of him, walk at least 5 feet away from the group.
Give me a deception check.
Can I
think I get these
actually
big ol' ears.
assist on that?
Also,
Oh no, I cannot. My
also, I need
deception
to
is
know everybody's
-1.
passive perception.
Passive perception 19.
You have a 19.
I have a
passive
19
perception.
mother effing perception. Don't at me.
How?
You said deception.
Rogue with skill expertise. I need a deception
Oh,
from
okay.
Chadio, yes.
I was about to say, like,
so-
that's impossible.
So
18.
in Alton has a 17 perception.
Yes.
Okay, so Alton and Barb, you're the only ones who notice that a few moments ago, like you're right on the outskirts of the city. There are some like alleyways and stuff nearby though. They were empty a few moments ago. After this argument's been going on for a minute, you notice a goblin. Then you notice 3 goblins. Then you notice 7 goblins. All dressed very similarly to the one that Chadio is now holding. And you can hear them whispering to each other, and you see them breaking out brass knuckles. A couple of them have small little cudgels. Some of them have what looks like little tiny goblin-sized, like basically socks with heavy stuff in them.
Are they also newsies?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Chadio, you got an 18 on your deception.
Correct.
You roll insight check. He looks at you and he says, Fine. I'll give you the news, but you better not tell him. And you better put me down, or else you're gonna regret it."
Chadio
In the
will
time
lower
it
him to the
takes him to say
ground.
that, 3 more goblins have shown up that only Alton and Barb see. With
I like
stealth
being
checks.
oblivious in these games. It's everyone. I'm just like, ooh, butterfly.
I've been rolling stealth checks for all of them. And that's just the ones that those 2 see with passive perception, by the way.
Chadio will set him down and is like, "All right, kid, give me the news. They ain't city folk like you and I. They don't know how these things work." And he's just like kind of brushing off his
He's-
shoulders and everything and fixing his hat.
As you brush him off and fix his hat, he looks at you a bit shrewdly, and he snaps his fingers twice, and those of you with the high passive perception see the goblins start dispersing again. He goes, "Look, word on the street is the police are gonna pin it on Jimmy the Rat, all right? But the real number 1 suspect is Fluff Bottom. Fluff Bottom's the one who did it. Here, Fluff Bottom's definitely the murderer. Also, if you want to know who found out who's going to be the heir, you're going to need to ask at the Luscious Lush. Now get out of here. You're stinking up the highway."
So, police are going to try and pin it on Jimmy the Rat. Fluffbottom is the
I mean, it's in his
supposed actual murderer,
Yes.
and we need to ask around at the Luscious Lush.
Yes.
Allegedly.
And he says, also, you're going to need the password. You want to get into the Luscious Lush, but that'll cost you another copper.
Chadio will kind of like, yeah, I get how this works. And kind of like subtly moves his hand over the goblin kids and just like very quickly like palms him like 2 silver.
Okay.
Whoa.
You palm him the 2 silver.
You have silver?
And he looks at it and he goes, all right. The password is Mad Dogs Don't Bark.
Duh, they growl.
That said,
Well, they still bark.
that
They do all these
said, let me look at your character sheet for something real quick. For absolutely no reason that you should worry.
Yeah, when they say that.
Just don't even think about it. You
Believes
set him down.
nobody.
He does a little like click of his tongue thing, winks at you, and heads off.
How did that click?
That clicked second wind.
Yeah, I don't know why.
That said, you get in the city, and the sun has basically set. Rain starts to set in as the sky opens up, and you see that there are every couple of blocks or so, there are these glass bulbs on top of poles that have continual flames inside of them.
Are they also black and white?
Yes.
Hey guys, I'd like to also notate that I think we just avoided a Alloway musical.
Yeah. Y'all hear the snapping?
They had the snaps going.
They had the snaps. They were getting ready. I absolutely saw it.
As they dispersed and they stopped bothering to be too stealthy, at the edge of your vision, you caught the fact that there were at least 30 of them all.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
He wasn't good at his
Always-
job, but he had friends.
He had lots of
Always
friends.
good to have
Lots of friends.
That wasn't a union. That was a murder. That was a gank squad.
Did we happen to catch that goblin's name, by the way?
Gotta
You
be-
did not.
Yeah,
You never ask a goblin's name.
You need
Shadio,
references.
As you mention that and you walk, you feel something's off.
Oh, I got his business card. So I do have a name.
You feel something
I have a
Off.
name.
off.
What is the name on here?
And I need you to go ahead and remove the crowbar from your inventory because the goblin got a 27 sleight of hand to steal it.
Your crowbar's just gone, dude.
Yes, he stuffed it
That's
down
a
the leg
big
of his
fucking.
pants.
That's a big fucking piece of equipment.
He got a
Or
27
a
sleight of hand
goblin.
and stuck it down the leg of his pants.
I was gonna say, where the fuck did he stick it?
That's why he
told
walks
you,
with
stuck it
that.
down the leg of his pants and
Yeah.
flicked his shirt over it.
Yeah, he has that one long leg walk, you know?
he's kind of walking with a limp now.
He
Yeah.
walked a little stiff.
I thought it was some weird appendage.
No.
Hey, it could be.
Shadio kind of feels like the missing tool and just kind of mentally notes, I hope we run into him again later.
So we can.
If you do,
Not
it's got
kill
a
him.
crowbar now.
This is what you get for drinking so
Shits
much.
This time, Chatty-O.
It is what you get for drinking too much. You're right.
Did the crowbar have any evidence on it from previous interactions?
Don't know.
It's got
That's
someone's
up to
fingerprints on it
Shadio.
They're
now.
gonna pin it
Though.
on you.
There's a lot of miles on that crowbar, if you know what I'm saying.
He's gonna wipe off his fingerprints, leave just Chad's, and leave him out.
You think I leave my fingerprints on anything like that?
Yeah, he's right.
So as
Well, I
you
don't know.
go
Are you a
through,
mob guy?
as you go through, well, you don't just ask somebody if they're a
I know.
mob guy.
I know.
I mean,
just
it's not
know.
like he's wearing a fedora and pinstripe clothing underneath his armor. Has kind of a thuggish look. No,
A little too muscular for wearing a
Speaking
tight suit.
of-
Did he start
Other than
snapping
the
his
fact-
fingers?
Other than the fact that Chatty-O is red, Chatty-O seems to fit right in here in the cities of Blanq Nuwah as you walk past, as people of all species, presentation, size walk through the city, but there's a uniformity of style as almost all of those who appear more feminine tend to be wearing dresses, mostly evening dresses, or like fancy sort of like
And like flapper dresses?
Pantsuits. More like lounge dresses, like the kind of things that you'd go to an opera or something.
Ah. What?
Like that, or like you would go. It's very 1920s, 1930s styles. Most of the men are wearing vests
It's
or
like
suits.
everyone's going to a costume party.
And
where did our
you get a
invite go?
lot of looks. Lots of people will cross the street away from you when they see you coming, and you don't feel terribly welcome in this city. Especially as you see, as it's becoming nighttime, a lot of the lights of the normal businesses of the city are going out. You'll hear like the noises of bands playing music from various places, and outside all of these are these big burly looking bouncer type people in fancy black and white suits. Out front of a particularly raucous establishment are these two massive, like 8.5 foot tall, like absolutely all of 6.5 feet wide dudes in suits that barely fit them, with these ape-like faces that just glare at you violently as you walk by. But at least for these guys, it seems to be fairly modus operandi. They seem to do that to anybody who walks a little too close to their door. Until you see somebody approach who is walking by, tucks their umbrella under their arm, walks up, says something to him, gets led in. The light of the room comes out. It's this flickering white light, and you see just like a hint of an antechamber and a second door, and there's a door person on the other side of the door too, and then the door shuts. With your passive perception, Barb and Alton, you catch just a glimpse as they open the interior door too early, and you see inside that there's like a band on a stage, and there's like somebody on a piano, and there's somebody playing a saxophone, and then the door closes. It doesn't take you long to find the Heart and Spade Detective Agency, and you get to this sort of run-down looking stone building. There's a big magnifying glass looking symbol on a third floor window, and the shades are half drawn. You see a small light shining through the window, and a silhouette pacing back and forth. Huge silhouette, by the way. And you find yourself at the building of the Heart and Spade Detective Agency. The 5 of you go ahead, and you can still hear the rain inside as you step in. There's a person downstairs as you walk in who sort of scoffs at you as you walk in, looking at the rain dripping off of you, and goes, "Look at you. Not a trench coat among you. No umbrellas. Tourists these days." Walks out, very, very well-to-do looking person with this cane that has like this dark, almost onyx-looking black gemstone on top, but it's cut like a ruby would be, and it seems to gleam in the gray light in here. You see a small, what looks like dark stain on a scarf that this person's wearing, which is a little odd considering that it's fall. It's not particularly cold, but this is an older looking gentleman. Maybe he has the chills. Difficult to say. Maybe it's just fashion. Fashion is pain.
Scarf.
Maybe it's a scarf. Maybe it's a memento. Maybe he never goes home without it. Maybe it's
the murder weapon.
Probably not.
J'accuse.
It's more like a just a small stain. I wouldn't even call it out, except that you have somebody with 17 and 19 passive perception.
Yeah.
Almost like I need to figure out what the stain is.
As a heads up,
You could certainly try and interact with this person, but they don't seem very friendly.
This token has no name, and nor does this token.
Oh, I am sorry. I will fix that right away.
Well, I
Oh,
wasn't
man.
sure if they were NPCs or party
They
members.
are not.
Oh, I was gonna save my name reveal like a James Bond.
Oh.
No, it's okay. It's all right. It's stupid.
I'm sorry that I have ruined everything for you.
God!
You might as
As
well
far
log
as
off.
we know, your name is only Ruth.
Could be.
We've ruined
Uh,
it. We're underdressed. It's okay.
It's all
us.
over. So that person steps
No.
outside and passes you. As they do, you see that they have some of the biggest, like, glittering silvery gray rings with these silvery gray gemstones inside of them. And they head out into the night. They pull on a fancy hat, pop out an umbrella, and head into the rain. You head up 2 flights of creaky stairs.
Well, hey,
and you see.
I'll
Go ahead.
prestidigitate us clean.
Okay. Yeah. You
I'll
prestidigitate the rain
de-rain
off of
all
you.
this.
So you're
So we're
dry
not
now.
tracking water in there.
The stairs still creak as you go up, especially underneath Arton and Chatio. And you hear these odd, like, ringing noises every so often. And you hear people talking, even though as you pass by, you see silhouettes in some of these that there's only a single person. Until you come to a door that has written on the front, Heart and Spade, Private Eyes.
That's what it says on our
Yeah,
missive
and
we
you can
got
hear-
from the guy.
And you can hear a voice inside saying, "Well, I hope they get here soon. I've paid them quite. I'm planning to pay them quite enough to assist in this manner. I know that you want the case to yourself, but damn it! We've got to have some reason to stall the police out on going ahead and pinning it on Jimmy. You and I both... We're pretty sure that Jimmy's not behind this. Alright?" And the voice replying is someone you haven't heard yet. What's your response to this, Stella?
The voice you hear in reply says, well, shucks, boss. Are you sure about this? I don't see it right with me, pinning it on someone we know ain't guilty.
Look, we both know something's going on here. We've got to get to the bottom of it. But the police aren't going to give us enough time. You know that they only care about meeting their quotas and making sure that, you know, the rest of the fancy people in the city and the mobsters aren't implicated. We're the only ones who care about justice in this city. You know it's damn rare for us to get it. There's a noise, this scratching noise that sounds like a tinderbox, and a small glowing light appears from this large silhouette leaning up against a desk through the frosted glass.
Well, if you're sure, boss.
You want a cigar?
Yeah, now let me up.
He goes ahead and gets a cigar for you. You guys are at the door. Are you gonna knock or you gonna walk in? What do you want to do?
I'll give it a tap. Tap, tap, tap.
You rap on the glass, and
I jump up to hit the glass. Tap.
okay,
tap.
you hop up and you rap on the glass. He walks over to the door, opens it. You see this huge, like, linebacker build of a guy who's got on, like, the roundest shoes you've ever seen.
Round?
Roundest
Yeah.
shoes you've ever seen as you look at it, and you realize that this guy doesn't really have feet in a traditional sense as you look up to see in this ill-fitted old rumpled suit, a massive hippo head with a fedora on top. And he looks over at you, he sees what you all look like, and goes, "Oh, yes. You're the ones that I was hoping to catch. I'd heard of your work in the previous city. Vince Spade, private investigator."
I just lean over to whoever's next to me. I
As
could
you see
sleep
this,
in that hat.
as you see this grayscale, hippo-faced man with a fedora on his head.
I didn't see the token yet. Look at him.
And googly eyes.
I know that the token has a bowler hat, but he actually has a fedora.
Oh, I know the difference. And now that I know that there's that, disconnect, it brought me out of it.
My immersion.
As you file in, you see that
Look
there
at
is somebody else who is sitting on the couch. Kingston, would you like to please introduce your character to us?
Of course. So, as you see sitting on the couch is, if any of you have ever been down to the beach with a stick, gone fishing around in the shallows and plucked up a bit of seaweed, well, you're halfway there. He, Kingston is a drowned rat of a man. Kind of, dark, grayscale black hair down to about shoulder level, but it's kind of like clings together in that sort of, I wouldn't say greasy, but like, you just took a shower and everything's like, wet and stuck together, which is not all that, unreasonable considering the weather.
Cowlicks for days.
Yeah, he looks kind of like V from Devil May Cry. But he's got the uniform of the rest. He's got suspenders actually, a button down. His trench coat is folded over the back of the chair, and there are three, I guess, interesting things about him to note. First is he has a pair of dark glasses on. Second is he is holding, or rather, in the crook of his arm is a long cane, and a crow is perched on the chair behind him.
It's good to have you here. Kingston and myself have been running ragged over the city over this case. The police just want to get it done with and over with. There's all sorts of kickbacks after it, so come in. He moves to the back of his seat. He's got this big, massive cigar that's like easily like 3 inches diameter across.
That's not a cigar, that's a small log.
Just stuffed into his giant like hippo mouth. He's puffing on it. He gestures to a massive cigar box that's almost like a treasure chest that has these in it. And he says, "Help yourselves if you want one. I've also got..." He reaches over to a filing cabinet, opens it up, takes out a big brandy decanter, and takes out some glasses and pours some brandy in the glasses and offers it to you and takes his own. Takes a
Kingston's
sip.
hand kind of like pat around for the box and picks up this log of a cigar and just like kind of lays in his lap in both hands.
Oh my god.
And you see this strange black device on his desk rings, and
That startles me.
he picks it up and he goes, "Heart and Spade. Yes? No, there's special interest in the case, yes. Yes, they're here. Of course. Yes. Diplomatic.
He talking
Yes.
to himself.
Yes, they're
Does witchcraft
outside
beyond
parties
me?
with financial interests in the Mann estate.
Someone
So you'd
on the
better
other
not
end.
seal it.
Yes,
Yes,
you'll
of
understand
course.
later. Don't worry about it.
Did they reduce person? Did they shrink
And-
somebody? in
Wait,
there?
do we know what phones are or do we not?
No,
No,
you
we
do
have
not.
no idea what the hell phones are.
Okay,
That's
okay.
why. That's
And
why
he-
Barb is like, is he talking to himself? Is
And
he? What is he
Well, I
doing?
mean-
He presses this black device back down, and he looks at your looks of confusion and goes, "It's one of a handful of the artificer specialties in this city, as you know, well, I guess you don't know, the noble houses of this city pour most of their philanthropic efforts into new inventions and research between wizards and artificers. This is known as a message box. They utilize physically induced ley lines at a switchboard so that we can use the message spell at long distances.
Well, I do believe that's pretty good technology then now ain't it?
Arden's gonna pull out her spell book and start taking notes.
Working on it.
He moves, he takes his coat off and sets it over the back of his chair. As you do, you would be familiar with, like, flintlock guns and stuff. He has a gun. You can recognize it is a gun, but it looks different to what you're used to. He has basically a 38 special revolver.
Oh, he's strapped.
And you can see, like, there's a little bit of a glow to it, like some sort of magical effect on it. And he puffs on his cigar and says, "All right, Kingston, you're going to be going with him. And I'm not going to take no for an answer. I know you work alone, but not this time. Not on this case. Look. I don't want to hear it, Kingston.
I didn't even say anything yet, boss.
Yeah, I don't think they
But you were
said
thinking
anything there.
I could smell it.
Damn
His
it.
giant, like, hippo nostrils flare.
My little rabbit sniffer goes off too. Be like,
Did you say damn, he's good?
Damn, he's good. Yeah.
Just large flame from the giant log he's smoking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is he? And the flame is completely, like, white. There's no red to it whatsoever.
Jesus.
Looks to you, the rain pattering on the like single pane glass as you hear the noises of the city outside, and he goes, "Here's the facts as we've got them. 3 days ago, Viscountess Norma Mann went missing. In the early morning hours, investigators were called, the police were called, when smoke was seen billowing out from her sitting room. Upon arriving there, a fire was lit and roaring. There were scraps of something in the fireplace, along with charred bones. There's blood everywhere. Far too much blood for anyone to have survived. The body was not recovered, and while there were bones in the fireplace, they were not enough to constitute an entire human skeleton. That said, the bones were believed to be human by the police. They have sealed off the scene. I've got you special dispensation as long as you're with Kingston here to go in and investigate.
I really don't need them, boss.
They're the only reason that the police aren't closing the case. That being said, you are outside investigators who have an interest in the Mann estate. That's what's got them trying to rush this whole damn thing.
Did he say that the
see-
whole time doing quotation, like air quotes with his fingers?
Yes. You see, Norma Mann, Viscountess Norma Mann, is the 10th of her name. She comes from a long line of Mann. He picks up the phone. Yes? Yes? Good, that's fine. They'll be by either tonight or in the morning. He hangs up back up. He says, as far as they know, they could not find a will. It's still being searched for. The mansion is on lockdown. Well, I should say the manor. Bathory Mansion holds the term for a mansion, but they're probably not involved. Norma's body has yet to be found. Norma is assumed to be murdered because of the amount of blood found at the scene. Tracks found evidence of an intruder, but with the constant rain, they quickly vanished into the night. We've been unable to attain anything. Kingston has more information on the case. He can go over it with you on the way. However, we've uncovered rumors that there are that there may be an heir in the city, some sort of bastard child, but we haven't identified who it might be. I would suggest, if you're going to ply the city for information, to go ahead and look at the speakeasies and the, underground lounges. Kingston knows about a few of them, but you'll have to do some swift talking to get into these places. They're illegal dens of iniquity. And let's be honest, you stand out pretty badly. That said, I anticipated something of the sort. He goes over and he opens a closet, and inside you just see like a menagerie of identical, except for their varying sizes, trench coats and hats. And they're like the high collar trench coats. And he sizes each of you up, and he's like, looks at Alton. He looks at Arton first and goes, "What are you, XXL in height?" He comes and brings a coat over to you. XL for you. Brings it over to Chadio. Looks at Alton and goes, "You look like an extra medium." Gets that and brings it
It's
over.
medium, sir.
Schmedium.
Boss, I hate to ask, but what do you mean these folks stand out?
Right. Well, get to know them. You'll understand that they're colorful characters.
Gosh, dang it.
Ugh.
I mean, we are
You're
looking at
saddling me with them, boss.
Yes, because they're the only reason that they haven't already shut down the investigation.
Oh, I know this. You want him to go with us because we stand out so much that they won't pay attention to them looking for clues.
Exactly.
Ha! I'm smart! And she puts her arms down for...
Plus, you'll forgive the expression, the more pairs of eyes on the case, the better it will go.
So I'm really
Now
sorry
get your nose
for
to the
peeking
grindstone,
my mic.
Kingston.
You're excited.
Very excited.
He brings out trench coats and fedoras for each of you. He does say, "I'm afraid if you'd rather have some sort of evening gown or the like, you're going to have to find somebody else. I don't really carry that." And he looks over. There's another office door over to the side, and you see he sighs as he looks at it. There's when you came in, there were two doors, and he basically opened both doors to let you into his office. He's looking through like a little window that goes to the other office that's attached to his, and you see on the other door where this is like there's dust in this office. It looks like nobody's been in here in a while, except for some footprints in the dust of his like big round shoe patterns. The desk hasn't been touched. There's some accoutrements there of another detective, and you see like a plaque on the table that says Julian Hart, private investigator.
Oh,
Crap, you're putting information in chat, and I cannot see that without opening it.
Okay, I will put it in the Twitch chat for everyone.
Julian Hart, private investigator. Got it.
Investigator.
Oh, geez.
What
So-
happened to this office? This is as dirty as we were.
That was
we are pretty dirty.
my partner, Jules. She died in a mysterious accident about 6 months ago up at Widowmaker's Peak.
Really?
Yes, she was investigating another case, and she was chasing down a lead. She said she was onto something big, and she would bring me in on it when she had something more solid, and they found her body at the peak. Some sort of freak accident, rockfall.
Mm.
Are there pictures of her in the room?
There is what appears to be is hyper realistic painting of the two of them. This is a gray-skinned tiefling who is dressed in like striped pants and striped suit, suspenders, has like a rakishly tilted fedora, and has her arm way up and around Vince's shoulders, and they're posing happily with each other. It looks like it's in front of this office on the day that they opened their joint private investigator.
How tall does she look? By comparison?
Julian Hart is she's about 6'3", based on the fact that she's standing next to Vince and she's not like completely dwarfed, because Vince is like just over 7 feet tall.
I'm just a little guy.
I'm gonna
am
kind
very
of
little.
wave the cane a little in their direction, and then I might not be able to see you, but I can hear what you're thinking. She was the best of us. Don't go thinking about sticking your noses in there.
You're here for this case. Got it? The curious case of Norma Mann. That's why you're here. So, do you have any questions before you hit the town?
I've already got like a thimble of brandy.
Yeah.
And like I might repurpose the cigar to make it a rabbit-sized cigar so I don't kill myself.
You like unroll it and you make like 8 different cigars from the one.
Yeah, just a little
one hippo-sized cigar.
Yeah, like a little rabbit spliff, just like a little guy right there. He just kind of cozied up,
Shot
sitting
for
on
a
the
hair.
couch. So were we all able to get uncolored clothes, I guess, to fit in?
He's got
even us little
trench
ones.
coats. He was glancing at Julian's office, because you can see like a half-open closet there that has like a variety of disguises that Julian would wear, or Julian would wear. Julian was, I'm not sure if Julian was a female tiefling who was that height. She dressed in all different things and typically seemed to dress in like no nonsense suspenders, striped shirt, striped pants when she wasn't undercover.
I would like to grab a pair of her, like suspender, like the standard looking outfit thing.
He's got the suspenders and stuff. It's just if you wanted more feminine clothes,
gotcha.
he doesn't have those.
Oh,
in his
gotcha.
office.
Am I able to get a hat that can look like my hat?
You can have either a bowler hat or a fedora. That's all he's got.
I gotta go with a fedora.
All right.
Y'all mind if I cut holes for my bunny ears in this here hat now?
Of course not. It would be expected. It'd be ridiculous
thank
if you
you.
didn't.
Thank you, sir. He'll like use a little knife to poke holes in it and pull his ears through. It's still way too big. Thank you, sir. This is a mighty fit bit of accoutrement, if I do say so now.
I'll say.
Is the so I guess the cigarette thing is still completely grayscale even when I smoke it?
Yes. Well, wait. How do you light it? Do you let him light it for you?
Oh. I probably would. Well.
Okay, if he lights it for you, then yes, the flame is gray.
Yeah. Well, I would probably light it. I wouldn't let him.
If you light it, your flame is color, but the cigar is not.
Yeah. So because prestidigitation can light a candle.
Oh, if you're using magic to light it, give me an Arcana check. This is a DC 20.
Yeah, that was a 17.
A 17 total?
Yes.
Okay. You light it,
one.
and for a second, as you light it, like the flame from your prestidigitation has color, and then it just drains away.
He did the foof noise.
It goes, and it drains away.
The color drained away.
The color's just gone immediately. Like as soon as you cast it, you're able to see it happen, but if you try again, it just starts gray now.
That's just weird.
Now that there's interesting that this is happening, do y'all's magic come out as colorful, or is it... Wait, do they know they're grayscale? Do we have any information about this town?
You can
I'll
ask.
be blunt. See, now the problem here is that we are a cast of colorful characters, quite literally in the sense.
Yes, I
Now
can see.
does
It's
yes.
honestly a little painful to look at you.
In the corner, Kingston goes, "Oh."
Yeah, see, your friend over there made it maybe sound like maybe you saw us in grayscale as well, but
No.
wouldn't explain the reason as to why people were absconding over the side of a street we were currently parading down.
Yes, you stick out quite well, but the city is not unknown to tourists. We have, you know, several famous attractions. We have the cathedral, which is one of the oldest in the known world. Over 2,500 years old.
That is mighty. Got that heritage in there now is what you got there.
We also have the Undercity and the catacombs. We get tourists here. It's not unknown.
So,
There's also Widowmaker's Crest is actually a hot spot for young lovers to come to. If you're interested
Nice
in
name.
that sort of... Well, yes, it's because people go missing up there a lot, or supposedly, you know. I don't know that there's any real substance to it. Tourists come into town, they come here to throw mementos with their name and their lover's name on it for good luck, and then they leave. Like, it's not strange. They're here for a purpose. They fulfill the purpose. They leave.
so it's not so much of a, well, I just don't know how much of a spectacle we are gonna be here, unless that is our part to play in this here.
It's certainly a part you can play, but if you're here for too long, then you may find yourself fitting in more easily.
So the color
It's a time
thing.
drains
Drains out of us now here.
Yes, but of course, if you leave, it will have the reverse process eventually.
Oh, all right. Well,
The more you acclimate it's an odd phenomenon and no one really knows how it works, and it doesn't seem to do anything detrimental enough to be worth investigating. The mages and artificers and researchers of the cities are paid far too much to investigate something as banal as the fact that things are gray. They're paid to make inventions. You know, I hear they're working on some sort of horseless carriage now.
well, that do sound a pretty insane to me. I mean, how is a form of locomotion gonna go forth without no horsepower? I mean,
It apparently burns some sort of coal, like an old fire or something, and that makes it go. It's all...
Boss, you're rambling
bizarre.
again.
I'm
Yes,
just
sorry about that. Back to the case. Do you have any questions about the case before you hit the streets?
Do you have the case file?
Kingston has all the information you'll need and can fill you in on most of the specifics on the way.
Yes, yes.
Do they have a fireplace here?
Mr. Investigator
Not in his office. No.
Spade guy.
Yes.
So you investigate things a lot.
Yes.
How often do you use the gobby crier folk people?
The newsies?
Yeah.
They're fantastic for sending messages across the city that you don't want intercepted. That's why I had one of them come to you with my message.
He tried to hold us up a barrel.
He stole the crowbar.
Yeah, he ran over the crowbar. A lot of miles on that crowbar.
You don't watch your pockets in a big city? It must come from a wonderful place then.
I come from a simple country place where I don't even have pockets. I'm a fucking rabbit with no pants and a vest.
I will say you should be careful of who you run afoul of in the city. There are powerful forces at play, and not all of them appear powerful at first. The newsies are not to be crossed.
They are plentiful.
Yes, they're, easily frightened at times, but once they get numbers, they are an absolute terror.
Gosh,
I half believe they'd have taken over the city now if they had half a mind to run it.
Thought you were gonna pull a Star Wars quote on us, but they'll be back in greater numbers.
If you send them running away, they will be back in greater
Change
numbers.
again.
I may have grown a mustache when I changed clothes.
Ah. He's got the right hat.
So that said, he says, anyone you meet in town who refers to themselves as a businessman and then refuses to elaborate, probably best to be on your lookout. There's a lot of criminal elements in the city.
Oh, I forgot to turn sound off. We are being raided at this moment.
He
Oh, no.
takes another drag off of his giant, like 3-inch diameter cigar in his hippo mouth. Breathes it out slowly, takes a sip from his brandy, swirls it around, and says, if you want to question some of the police suspects, they'll be expecting you down at the station. If you wish to investigate the crime scene, that's fine as well. Kingston can guide you to either place. As I said, you might want to step into some of the speakeasies or the lounges, but mind your manners. The lounges are definitely run by people you don't want to cross.
Good thing we are an agreeable, charismatic lot that never gets into any trouble now. Smoke.
The noble
Nice
families
girl,
will
charisma.
probably look. The noble families will probably look down on you, but if you need to speak to any
Well.
of them, they would be able to give a lot of information on Viscountess Norma. They're all fairly close friends, and they work together on the council. That is the legitimate side of the government.
I'll like knock the cherry off of my little cigar and be like, well, the thing you gotta know about me is, well, now everyone looks down on me, so I'm quite used to it.
I'm gonna lean
'Cause I'm
over
so
to
short.
to him and be like, "What's he mean by that?"
I'm a little guy. Look at me. Got a little
I
hat.
literally can't, man.
Wait, can you not see us for real?
Yes.
Kingston, as described, is wearing like
Black
black
glasses.
lensed glasses.
So he's just cool. That's what I'm reading from that.
To be fair, that is exactly what Barb thought. Barb just thought they were
Yeah.
wearing shades at night.
Wear my
Yeah.
sunglasses at night.
I can
And you
see him in
just
the
She's
wrong
not
wrong
the
chat.
smartest.
Perception,
She's not
what
the
you see,
smartest
like-
kobold. She's not the smartest kobold. She
I would
tries.
say, Barb, that though with your passive perception, you would have noticed. that-
Probably, but I was a little distracted by all the trinkets sitting all over this desk and the fact
That's
that the
fair.
bells that just keep randomly coming from the weird black box, it
He
startles
does-
her every freaking time it goes off, and it's been going off quite a bit.
He does take out his he does take out this odd gun from its holster, and he
Oh, we're
flips
dead.
it open. He
Shoots us.
spins it and looks at the bullets in it. He clacks it shut, puts it back in the holster, and looks to you and says, "You all are armed in some way, yes?"
Yeah, you could
Well.
say that.
I got my
Sure.
loot. I go like, and dangerous, my good sir.
Chatty
Good,
over
you'll
here
find
bristling
that-
with weapons.
I'm getting
Many
the
of
sense that
the-
none of you are actually really armed, are you?
They certainly
Well-
have weapons, outdated and quaint as they might be.
Can we have guns? I mean, now if we could get some of them fancy firearms you'll be sporting around your waist there, I mean, we'd be much obliged to take up on one of
Do
them.
you have any idea how to use something like this?
Not
Do
a
you
clue.
point it at it and pull the trigger like a flintlock pistol would have?
He
Look at
just
the boss
shakes
and
his
shrug.
head.
I'm like,
He's lying. He
goes-
needs a safety course.
he's kind of got it, you know.
Yes, for the first shot. Do you know how to
Well-
reload it?
Well, then you pull out your stick and you get your little hoard of black powder and then push it in there and you put the ball in with a piece of
Vince-
paper.
Vince just goes over to Kingston, which is basically the gesture too, but since Kingston can't see,
Yeah, I don't know
Wow.
reaction.
he goes.
Well,
Anyways, last questions before I send you off.
does everyone carry a firearm by their side?
No, but most of the criminals probably do. There are
I
plenty of knives and other sharp implements in the dark as well.
Or should we go?
Are you indicating that you're a criminal?
Yeah, I don't want to say that, but well, he's a private
He was
investigator, which I assume.
He says, well, I've given you 3 options to start with: the speakeasies, the murder scene, and the police.
Is the
Obviously,
easy
you could-
speak? Is the easy speak place the place where there was very, very large individuals on the outside giving us dirty looks?
Oh, you must have passed by the Lusty Lush. Oh, the
Uh-huh.
the luscious lush.
The
Or
Lusty
the
Lush, you say?
Lusty Lush, depending on who you
That's
listen
on-
to.
That's on the other side of town.
We're supposed to
No,
go
it's
there.
known as both, but if you
It's in the gray light district.
if you want to go there, it would be a good place to wet your whistle if you've got the coin for it.
Ugh.
Pick
Oh.
up on some gossip.
I mean, it's on the way, so we might as well stop, right?
How much coin we talking?
You shouldn't need much to have yourself a glass of wine or some moonshine or whiskey, depending on what you want. Officially, I guess you probably don't know. None of you brought alcohol into the city, did you?
No, sir. I pull out a
hope not.
flask.
I'm gonna go check my inventory, but I'm pretty
You pull
sure
out a
no.
flask, and he goes,
No.
"If the police catch you with that, you're gonna end up in the tank."
Now, the tank is somewhere where I do not want to find myself in the
That's
morning
correct.
now. All right, I'm picking up what you're putting down now there, sir.
The only alcohol allowed in the city outright is brandy and red and white wine. It's been that way for a long time, but the speakeasies sell it anyways, and they keep the nosy ones out by means of passwords, bribes, and those
What is
rather
that
hirsute
concerning
fellows
horn?
outside. Oh, don't worry about that. That's one of those horseless carriages being tested I told you about.
Stay out
Oh,
of the
I
way
was
when
talking
they
about
come
the
by.
police siren.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about as well.
You're just gonna want to stay out of the way when they come on by.
Uh-huh.
Ain't much good
Right.
at steering, you know.
This place is weird.
That said, get on with your way. Kingston. He reaches
Yeah,
in
boss.
the desk drawer and you see him pull out
No, I
the
don't.
drawer and he well, the rest of you see him pull out just for chat's sake. You guys see him pull out 4 speed loaders for his revolver.
Like
So you
Vash, the
guys-
Stampede?
They're the little
Yeah.
like 6-shot things he pops
Yeah.
into the revolver, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Vash.
He gets 4 of these speed loaders, and you see he tucks them into his jacket pocket as he pulls his jacket on, straightens it up to hide the lines of his gun, and says, "I've got another case I have to follow up on."
Did he say they had anything that actually fit me?
Yeah, you've got a trench coat. All of you have a trench coat that fits and a hat.
And a mustache.
Man, now I'm
Yeah,
one
dresses,
of
though.
3 kobolds in a trench coat. I just
You
need to
just
find
need to
2
find the
more.
other 2 kobolds.
Let's go.
You're so close.
So close. I'm a third of the way there.
You're 50% of the way there because at least a quarter of it is getting the trench coat.
Yep.
I would disguise myself as a kobold right now, but I'm saving it to traumatize somebody and do it as a tiefling later. So
Perfect.
Oh.
Kingston's gonna lean close to the GIF and just say, "Is it Jules?"
He puts one of these huge hippo hands on your
that's meta
shoulder,
thing.
just squeezes your shoulder, and doesn't answer aside from that, opens the door to the office and sort of gestures you guys out.
Don't you keep me out of it.
That's the part. This is the part
Wouldn't
where
that
we're
require
supposed to
fingers?
leave.
You're about to get
His hands have fingers. He's got like hands. It's just his feet are built like,
You got hippo
Cylindrical
foot.
hippo feet.
yeah, that he has custom made shoes for.
Okay.
Now, can you eat a whole watermelon in one bite? I didn't say that.
Anyway, we're going.
That would be
Come on.
rude.
Yeah, I was gonna
Much
say you're
obliged.
about to get gut punch on that.
Oh, God, no. I'd just be like, much
I'm wondering,
obliged.
like, swatting
with that.
people on the back of the legs with the cane. Just come on, move it.
Out! You guys.
I'll hop out. Hop.
We're gonna.
Kingston, 1 minute, please.
Yes.
Uh,
How can I help you?
we were not properly introduced. My name is Ruthless Cabbage Patch, Doctor Ruthless Cabbage Patch. You can call me Ruthless though. Oh shit, my accent changed. I mean, damn it. Sorry, none of us have said our names to this point by Chadio, so it might be confusing for the people watching. To be,
There's people watching. It's an ambush.
Oh god.
The heron guy looks into the camera for a second before his eyes drift to the other side.
Freaking the fourth wall.
Yep. Yes! Now I know. Do y'all happen to have fireplaces still, or do y'all have some sort of fancy heat apparatus?
Places.
Well, I need to acquire some ashes real quick. So if you could point me to where the heat comes from.
Is there a fireplace in this office?
He didn't say there's one in the office.
There's not one in his office, but in like the waiting room area, there is.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hop over there, and I'm gonna cover myself in ashes so it looks like I'm not colored.
Okay.
I'm gonna grayscale myself.
Give me a.
Fucking Christ.
What am I gonna call this? Give me a stealth check. I love this though.
18 plus 5, so 23.
Yeah, 23. You get some of the ashes out of the fireplace, and you do honestly a bang up job of it. You like it. It's honestly easier because of the fact that you have fur, and it just holds it. So it doesn't take long, and you are completely grayscale.
Don't rub your eyes.
Well, your eyes aren't, but it would be really hard to tell that from any distance.
Yeah, and I just have regular black eyes.
I was saying don't rub your eyes because it'll hurt.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So Ruthless Cabbage Patch has lost the disadvantage that will be on certain checks because Ruthless now appears to be grayscale.
And I'll just pitch my
very clever
mess back up.
Kind of blend in, huh?
Yep.
Oh, I will note every character did start with inspiration, so you do have one use of inspiration for this. That said, as you head out to the streets and you get outside and the rain kicks up, where do you plan to head to?
I'd say the gray building.
I mean, are you heading to possibly Bathory Manor? Are you heading to Man Mansion? Are you heading to the Lusty Lush? Are you gonna head over to
So before we
the
start
police station?
speaking to people, don't we need to investigate the actual crime scene first?
You can.
We can do whatever we want.
Investigation.
Well, now, what did them tasty kobolds refer to earlier when you were speaking to them there, sidebar style, Chadio?
I'm the kobold.
Wait, you mean the gremlin or the goblins? Gremlins.
It's
Oh,
goblin.
goblins. Sorry. Not you. I
Yeah,
meant
they,
goblins.
much
Sorry.
that
They
whiskey.
say something about the luscious lush.
Well, I'm 3 pounds.
Luscious lush. That.
The Luscious Lush or the Lusty Lush.
And that's where they said to go to for the skinny now, isn't it right?
Yeah, they gave me a password too, and I think we should stop by on our way to the crime scene.
Yeah,
See what the skinny is.
Yeah, get the skinny. Picking up the lingo as we're walking.
Is it Kingston? Is that your name?
Kingston the
What's one
Kingslayer.
that? I heard you a bunch, but what's your name?
My name is Barb.
Alright.
It's short for something else.
You don't forget
can
what
you
that
get?
was?
Yeah,
Did I
doesn't.
forget? No, I didn't forget. It's barbecue. But the where
Got him.
can I got myself too. Fuck. Can you get us in there?
The Lush?
Kingston,
I don't know. What do you think, DM?
You could get in if you had money, but you owe some money there, and they've changed the password since last time. So the guys at the door aren't supposed to let you in, but they're also idiots.
I mean, to hear from, hang on. Well,
The guys
Fear
at the door
from-
are
fear from the boss.
ridiculously strong. They're just stupid.
Didn't you
hear
say they
from
were
the
like?
boss, I'm just here to be your guide, so I can get you there. But getting in, that's your job.
Well, maybe we should, like our friend suggested there, maybe check out the murder scene first and then work on backwards from there as a criminal, but in
Is
reverse.
Is the mansion off limits, DM?
No, the mansion is the crime scene, and because you are a licensed private investigator, you can go there.
And that there,
With
I
guests
can get
or
you
just the?
For me and 8 of my friends that I've not met before today. Colorful group,
8?
them guys.
Wait. Hang on, 8? I only counted 5 of you. Is there more?
How could you
Oh,
count
sorry.
5 of us?
Wrong campaign.
With
my bad.
voices.
Footsteps and voices.
Okay.
Yep, I've.
Well, all right now. Well, yeah, there's only this many of us. However many there is how much I'm counting right now. 1, 2, 5 of us all together. I thought there was 6 of us.
It
Or was
looks
that a
like more
different
from a
campaign? I
rabbit's
can't remember.
point of view.
I mean, there's me.
There's 6
Everyone
total.
blends in. Everyone blends in when you're 3 foot tall. Ain't that right, Bob? You're a shorty just like me now.
I wish I was 3
Represent.
feet tall.
Wait, how tall are you?
2.5.
I said 2.5 to 3 foot. I'm a
To show
small
you guys
creature.
what the door guards are like,
Yeah, I believe you mentioned it, but go ahead and describe them again.
He's gonna
I'm
show a
just
picture.
gonna show. I'm gonna get a picture for chat here. One moment. Actually,
So,
I'll pull it up into the thing.
If
Oh
y'all
my
wanna
gosh. I just realized something because you were describing those bodyguards outside of the Luscious Lush, and now I suddenly, all I can see is the dad from Sing.
Okay. Definitely,
yeah.
it's definitely
Johnny's
not Johnny's
dad?
No, this is what
Yeah.
they look like, except they're in suits.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Max from Cats Don't Dance.
Yeah.
What does the kitty cat say?
I thought what you guys were
Meow.
gonna think was the bouncer
Very
outside of Jessica
good.
Rabbit's club in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I just thought of a gorilla in a suit.
Yeah.
Are they supposed to be demons or just like?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
So if any of you
Ooh.
wanted to give me a religion check, you could.
We have
Because you saw them as you passed by.
an advantage for us to share.
Yes.
Thank you,
So the players
Lenagi.
have an advantage.
Also, thank
I
you,
still
Bella.
have 1 disadvantage.
Thank you, Bella, and your entire community for coming and joining us.
Yes, thank you.
15 on.
On a religion check, yeah, you could spot that these are not like just normal humanoids. You know what these are. They're Barlgura. They're a type of demon, and they're not very smart, but they are tremendously strong. And these ones, it's very odd to see them dressed up in suits, but you know that like demons, fiends of all sorts, celestials, fae, these types of things can be bound by contracts or pacts or other sorts of things, and so it's probably something along that nature that forces them to serve as door guards. But those are what the bouncers are. They are you know they're bad news. Like this isn't just like a big old burly bruiser. This is a full-on menace if you decided to pick a fight.
Doesn't take intelligence for that one, right?
Correct. Well, the religion check, obviously you could share that if you choose to.
Yeah, I would.
But I mean, just
would do
looking
that.
at the size of them, because they're absolutely enormous, you'd be like, yeah, I don't think I want to get punched by that. It seems like a bad idea.
A bad day. Bad year.
So, folks, if police are moving fast on this case, so we should probably get a leg on. Do you want to head to the manor? I
Yep.
can get you in, or you want to head to the Speakeasy and
First one.
Head over to
patron
the Lush.
Lushish.
Over to the murders, the crime scene is from where we
So
wish to
let's-
I
rest
think we
our
need the
peoples.
facts.
Quick
Wishes
vote.
not
Do we want to
command.
go to the speakeasy or do we want to go to the murder scene?
Murder.
Mordor.
Murder.
All right, so that's 4 for
Y'all-
murder. So we're gonna go
Y'all,
to the murder
we
scene.
all clabber for murder. It's D&D, baby.
You guys
So-
start heading up.
To guide
ahead.
them, I give a little poke to my crow, and I tell him, "All right, go, dummy, go show them the way." And the crow will fly up into the air and lead the way towards the manor for me.
Perfect. You
So
start
confirming we're
heading-
like in a bad part of town, right?
It's not a good part of town. I wouldn't say
So,
it's
like-
the worst part of town.
Looking down an
you-
alleyway with Thomas and Martha Wayne getting shot or something.
Yeah.
Not that bad. You definitely
There's
see
like a little kid crying.
you definitely see deals going down. You see like people having like clandestine meetings. You see like people walk quickly down this part of town as they walk past. The people in their carriages have the little curtains drawn when they go past.
I do know if you see a carriage that is rocking, you do not go a knocking now, friends.
So it
Rabbits
takes you
would know.
guys it takes you guys some minutes to go up the hill. So this city is built on a hill, like a cliffside, honestly. And the fancy part of town is at the highest point that overlooks the cliff, just short of Widowmaker's Peak. The big castle that like hangs off one side of the cliff is the Bathory Mansion, and that is where one of the noble families, the Bathorys, live. A little ways across the street from there is like a small, almost like literally built like a miniature castle, is where the Cruz family lives, which is the other noble family. And dead in the center at what used to be the highest building built in town, and one of the oldest buildings in town, is the Mann Mansion, former home of Viscountess Norma Mann the 10th. As you get there, you see there are these very tired-looking mounted police on horses, along with a centaur police officer who is sort of like, leaned up against the outer gates of the mansion. They see you at first coming up, and they're like, hey, no tourists. We don't want any of your kind up here. You go in the way to make a peek, it's the other way. And then one of them, the centaur, comes over, clops over, and goes, easy there. Kingston, what you got? What you doing? What's good? Comes over and as you hear the clops, like they're very clearly like clopping loud enough for you to know exactly where they are. They like basically reach a hand down to they touch your shoulder to give you the indication of where to grab their hand for a handshake.
And then we do a fist bump after the handshake.
Yeah. And goes, what's good, Kingston?
Making the rounds, man. I've got.
Have you heard that new singer?
Down at the Lush?
Yeah. Have you? I know they don't want you there, but have you snuck in? Have you heard her?
Not so loud, man. Not so loud.
Lily's got a voice like an angel.
I know. I've been meaning to make time. Okay.
She got a
Work's
new
been
song.
busy.
She's playing tonight. You better get over there. Anyways, you guys, these the outsiders, huh?
In the flesh. The colorful
Charm,
flesh.
my
I'm
good
told.
sir.
He looks down at Chatio and Barb specifically with your like bright red colors, and the centaur like steps up to you
Make
and
me
sort of,
feel make me feel more self-conscious.
looks at you and goes, I don't know what anyone else says. I like what you're rocking. Come on. And trots back up to the mansion and takes out a heavy ring of keys and opens the gate with a the
There was
gates
a
of the mansion
loud
is open
creak
to you.
noise. I don't know why it didn't
Yeah.
get picked up on the mic, but
Mike
it did.
said- Nay-nay.
I gotta change my mic for the sound effects I do. But yeah,
It's still not there.
It's like
still
you,
not picking
you
it
just
up.
take a breath and that's it.
Yeah.
You have to turn off that thing on Discord, the sound whatever in the world, the
Yeah.
noise suppression. Turn
Clip
that
Oh, is
crap
that
off.
what does it?
Turn it off.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. But it'll pick up a lot of background.
It
too.
will pick up a lot of
Yep.
background, so don't go slamming the table.
You need a
Noise
sound effect button you push and it turns it off.
So, while we're waiting on that, I have a question. Can I look at the good doctor next to me and see if that ash is having any effect on him whatsoever?
In what way? Do you mean like if they're actually turning colorless?
Yes, or you know, if
Medicine check.
okay.
Can I roll deception?
No.
I just have like a little little cough.
Okay, I'm a +4 on medicine.
Yeah. So
She
roll a
would've just-
d20 and add 4.
Gotcha.
You should be able to just click on the plus number on D&D.
Oh yeah, you can.
And it'll just throw a
19
dice.
persuasion check.
Let's go ahead and move
Where
you
did that
guys
happen?
over.
Oh, that may have
to
been me. I was
the
just clicking.
mansion.
Oh, okay. It's all black and white.
Oh, what'd you expect?
No, really?
Sab loaded Imp
I just want
or
to tell
Gimp
you
for the first time.
it took a lot longer than I would like to admit to get all these things grayscaled.
Because you
Gosh.
didn't want to show anything to me. I'm like, you could just hand me these images and I
I
could just
found a
grayscale.
literal grayscale converter online.
You know,
oh my god!
I wasn't
you
gonna
probably
say
put a
anything.
virus on your computer, dude.
No,
I-
it's not
I
something you
knew it.
download. It's an online website.
Yeah. I knew. I was like, I wonder how Sab made these. Was he doesn't have like anything on his computer? I don't think. I bet he
Correct.
Googled turn image grayscale online.
Now you listen here, okay? It
I
took a
got
That's
you
rather
pegged.
astute of you, doctor.
Yeah. Well, I am a doctor.
What's that medicine check?
I had a 19 roll.
With a 19 on the roll, so that's a 23 with your bonus.
Yes.
You get close enough to like run your fingers through their fur, like just enough that they don't notice it. But yes, you can see that like down at the roots, it's starting to turn naturally gray now.
Okay.
You're growing
Happens
old.
to the best of us.
So we are here at Norma Mann Mansion, spelled exactly as horribly as you might expect.
There's 4 N's, but you don't know where.
There's 5 N's actually.
With
Oh,
a tilde.
God.
Yeah.
How is there
Man
5?
Mansion. And as you get here, the rain is just so bad at this point. It's absolutely like a downpour. You've got visibility to like 10 feet in front of you. The centaur officer is wearing like a rain slicker kind of coat. Looks at you guys in your trench coats as they lead you in and says, "Now, you know the rules. You don't touch anything. You don't disturb anything. I don't want you to leave no evidence you were here. You got it?"
I'll snap
got
and
it.
precipitate us clean from the water. So we're not tracking water in everywhere.
Perfect.
Oh, gosh,
when you do
what
that,
have I done?
the normally like slightly colorful sparkles of your prestidigitation are now gray.
Oh, and I will not cast magic in front of people. I'll like do it under my coat just in case. I don't want people to realize
Are
I have
you
my coat
able
still.
to
David-
selectively prestidigitate? Because if you prestidigitate yourself,
Yeah.
the ash would have been washed
No, no,
away
no, I
from
did
you.
my- I did my
He
coat.
specifically said the rain.
Oh, the
He
rain.
said he wants the
Okay.
rain off of it. He didn't say I want to be fully clean.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I could have dirtied myself with magic as well, but that didn't
Yes.
seem as cool.
You got a natural.
So you
Resources.
you
Yep.
guys can go ahead and the mansion's first floor is displayed for you as you would find it. As you go into certain rooms, I can describe things for you if you find them interesting, or if you just want to get straight to the murder scene. That's gonna be dead ahead
Straight to the
in
murder scene.
in the foyer.
So
Can you point it on the
this
map?
this is still outside. Like there's a courtyard stuff,
Thank you.
right?
Yes,
Like
you're in
we're
a
on a
courtyard.
path. Okay.
Are these side rooms over here, like the storerooms and the dining
Yes.
rooms, are they all open?
There are doors, but yes, the doors are unlocked because this is because of the fact that the police are actively patrolling, the doors are unlocked because the only people who given access are investigators and the police.
Okie pokey.
You've got the,
Like
you've
you
got
see,
the run of
you
the
see,
place,
there's like a wine cellar over here and stuff. There's this fountain over here of of what appears to be this voluptuous lady who is holding up this giant like brandy glass, and the fountain comes out of the brandy glass.
Is it brandy or is it water?
No, it appears to be water.
Dang.
Because of the fact that everything's grayscale, it
I guess I
could be
couldn't
white
tell.
wine. It's certainly
Ooh,
not dark
Ziv.
enough to be. It's certainly not dark enough to be brandy or like red wine, but it could be something like a white wine or a sparkling water or poisoned water or like all you can tell is it's clear.
Well, I do say we should probably survey the actual murder scene now before we get through this private chambers. Then I would assume now, wouldn't you say, friends?
I agree.
All
Yeah,
right,
direct to the
so
murder
you
scene.
guys head in and you.
I am
step
looking around as we're
Sure.
making that whole path.
Give me some as you walk up and you get to the murder scene, go ahead and give me some. Depends on what you want to do. If you want to
I do have
specifically look for clues that may have been left behind, like physical things or anything hidden, you're going to need to use a investigation check.
I
if you
do
just
have an
wanna
eye
see-
for detail.
Okay, if you want to see what there is to see, use perception. If you want to look for or follow tracks or identify tracks, you're going to need to use survival.
Okay. It says I can do the perception check to spot a hidden creature or an object, or to make an investigation check to uncover or decipher clues.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
am I not allowed to do both?
You can do both.
Okay.
You guys are not in a like turn by turn situation here. So make your rolls. Tell me what you're trying to find with your rolls, and tell me the result of your rolls. Our primary skills here, as I said, are going to be perception, investigation, and survival. If you want to make a case for me for using another skill for something else, like say you want to use medicine to examine the blood or the bones in the fireplace or something, you can absolutely do that.
And DM,
Yes.
I've been here and investigated this place before, right?
You came here with Detective Spade. Detective Spade, basically, he was treating you like an assistant, which he unfortunately often falls into, is he basically treats you like, you're here to take my notes. So, it's something that you've brought up with him, and he has been honestly trying to do better. But the fact that he's working 6 different cases right now, with
Stretched.
this one, he's fallen back into that bad habit. He did so with this one. You guys were here at like 6:30 a.m. after he had spent most of that night drinking and not sleeping. And
One of those bosses.
Like a regular detective from a movie.
Yeah.
yeah, he literally like fell asleep at his desk at like 4 a.m. Got woken up by a call at 6:15, and called you to get out here. You know a little more about Detective Spade, that his obsession over Jules's case, like he hasn't been to his actual house in well over 2 months. Well, his apartment.
I rolled a 22 on perception.
On perception, you rolled a 22. This is for leading up to the place, right?
Yeah, I was looking to see if
It's-
I can't find like an object that
it's-
kind of looks like it shouldn't be there?
Absolutely. It's hard to spot a lot of things out here because the constant rain, the noise. But with a 22, and you're really like, it helps that you're low to the ground too. You see it outside the foyer over here. This window over here is like, these are all small windows. This window over here has been like shattered, and there's police tape over it. But a little way further, close to here, like underneath this bush right here, you spot some tools of the trade of a thief. You spot like a glass cutting tool, and you spot some lock picks, and it's basically in this like small leather case, but this leather case is just like splattered with blood, like stained dark gray with blood.
How the heck did they miss this?
Because it's like it's easily like tucked
It's
under
in the
this
bush.
bush, like
Yeah.
way under the bush. You only just barely saw it with a 22.
My intelligence is a +0. Am I smart enough to not immediately pick it up and call over Kingston?
I mean, they told you don't disturb
Okay.
anything, but you're free to pick it up. You like, we're not talking nowadays crime scenes. We're talking like
People are just loosey goosey, leaving DNA laying everywhere.
You absolutely would pick this up and bring it in and be like, I can put it back where I found it.
Yeah.
What does it matter?
Like, I found the
If it
thing.
stays in the rain, the blood's gonna get washed
Yeah.
off.
I cover it under
A
my
little
cloak
sticker.
and
Yeah.
trench coat.
Okay, so you're gonna bring that in.
I'd be like, I found something. I found something. I found something. I found something gross, but I found something.
Okay. So,
all right.
as you're looking over it, if you want to give me if anyone wants to give me an investigation check on this to learn more, that's what you're gonna need. A perception tells you this is blood covered. These are thieves' tools, and they do appear to have been used. But the most interesting thing is they're very high quality thieves' tool near a smashed open window.
Can you mark on the map where you pick those
Absolutely.
up?
Hey, Barb, can I take a look at those? Whatever it is you found.
So the small X is
Figuratively.
where you found the
Yes.
tools, and the big X is where the smashed window, like somebody just punched a window out, looks like.
Also, while some of us are investigating this, these set of tools, can I have my crow looking around the scene of the crime for anything that's changed since the last time I was here?
Absolutely. Give me a perception with your crow, or an investigation, your choice.
Okay, so 13 on investigation on the tools, and then 22 on perception for the crow.
I can give you advantage on investigation.
Go ahead and roll with advantage on your investigation.
I can assist.
13
Uh,
still.
And Arton, I'll get to you in just a second.
Does this crow have a crowbar?
He probably goes
Just
to
found one on the street, actually.
Yeah, this
uh,
it was attached to a goblin, but yeah, I found one.
With
Comes with a
your
crowbar prying open
perception with the
windows.
crow looking around, there's definitely something has changed. It takes you a while to determine it. What you can tell is that you're not sure if it's just incidental, because really all you're getting with a 13 investigation and a 21 perception,
22.
22 perception is that a couple of things are moved, like a couple of pieces of like the furniture in here have been slightly moved. There's like the big chair that's over here near this huge fireplace has been like tilted just a little closer towards the fireplace, and you can see like the logs are different in the fireplace now.
I mean, wouldn't that be
but-
normal?
But
Just
this
don't
could
think
be
burn out.
normal because you know the police have been in and out. But you asked me what has changed since you've been here in this room.
Got it.
Those are the things you notice that have been changed.
Okay.
Arton, with your 21 investigation, is there something specific you're looking for, or is this a generalized investigation check?
It was just a general one when you were asking for.
Okay, perfect. Arton, you're looking around, and you see these like great sprays of blood all over the place. Like, it's these dark splashes, like chocolate syrup at high velocity, all over the place. It's so humid in the city because of all the rain that some of it still looks like it'd be tacky if you touched it. There's a big like pool of it on this center rug right over here, but the spray patterns appear to originate from closer to the fireplace. And as you're like really getting close, you're examining things, you're like checking the architecture of the room, you definitely get the feeling that it's the understanding is definitely correct. There were only 2 people here. Like, there's not these voids sitting around that would like indicate somebody else was in the way of the spray, that was not actively involved in whatever struggle and bloodshed was going on here. That said, it does look like all the blood belongs to, like, just based on the patterning, it looks like all the blood probably belonged to a single victim. And Kingston, you can give a quick description of the Viscountess, and she was a short, pale, sort of frail looking younger lady who had inherited her title from her mother, who was pretty much a recluse. Nobody really ever saw Norma Mann the Ninth. She sent out letters. The only people that she ever associated with were the Cruises and the Bathories, until she had her daughter, Norma Mann the 10th. And then she passed away a few years after Norma Mann started going about town. There was a small little funeral service. Most of the town attended because she was a very huge philanthropist. It was closed casket at Norma the 10th's request. And they laid her to rest outside the cathedral in a beautiful ceremony. Her plot's still there next to 6 other members of her line. Some of the other Norma Manns were buried in towns far from here, but they had returned home to their ancestral home.
Not Norma Men.
No, their name is Man. They weren't men.
Yeah. That's the joke. It's the misdirection.
I know.
Is there a picture of number 9 or number 10 or whoever was murdered?
Yeah, there's this
Number 9.
Well, Kingston, with your crow is new, right?
Yeah.
So you had met Norma in person before this, Norma the 10th, and you'd felt the lines of her face. You had a feel for what she would have looked like, that you can sort of map into your head in a way. And there's this huge, like, actual painted portrait over the fireplace that says Norma Mann the First. And as you're looking at it, you can tell, like, Norma Mann the First is almost the spitting image of what, like, in your mind's eye, the Norma Mann the 10th would have looked like. The only difference is obviously different style of dress, different hairstyle, different, like, makeup, and that she's a little bigger in all proportions, just a little sturdier looking of a woman.
Love a sturdy gal.
Whereas Norma Mann the 10th was much frailer feeling on the times that you met her.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the crow is gonna actually shout out loud at the painting.
Okay.
That's her! Come
Kind of.
The crow says that's her kind of.
Yeah.
Perfect.
If I had Juno here,
Okay,
I would have her
okay.
do it.
So in response, Arton will make like a minor image and try and size it up near the blood spatter. And
Yeah. So you can definitely tell that like this all seems to fit. Like the bones are still in the cold fireplace. You look at them; they seem to be like the right size. They look human. I will say, with that investigation check, though, you do notice something odd about the fireplace. There's like a void back inside of it. And when you like go to investigate it closer, you see that there is a brick that sticks out further than it probably should.
I would like to touch it, or pull it, or push it, or
you
do whatever's
touch
required.
it and it feels a little loose. So you pull the brick out, and inside you find like a stash of jewelry. Some of these look old. Like you can tell like some of this is very fine silver, but it's like tarnished with age. Some of it is these gorgeous gray gold pieces that just glitter so much in the soft light of the continual flames that are lighting this room.
Is that over here?
And yeah, it was like in a hidden brick like hidey hole in the fireplace. As you undo these, you notice that like there's no rhyme or reason to exactly what they are, other than that like they're fancy, expensive jewelry. A couple of them have like pendants on them. Give me a religion check.
23.
A couple of them have what you recognize as like holy symbols on them. So some of these are not simply jewelry. Some of these were like somebody's either casting focus or like a piece of like an homage of worship that they would wear to like identify who they were. And some of these pieces are easily like with your investigation, that's high enough to tell like some of these are easily decades, if not hundreds of years old.
Are they dusty?
It looks like there is a lot of like brick dust inside here, but it looks like this has been somewhat recently disturbed.
Does it look like it was put in and then taken out? Or does it look like it just now recently was put in?
Like when you pulled the brick out, like you didn't pull a bunch of dust with the brick. So it must have been removed and replaced somewhat recently before you did it.
And, well,
So they were after these jewels then.
Possibly.
well, but it was just sitting. You could
I will
obviously
say-
see.
I will say the
Brick.
fanciest of the pieces in there is this huge, like thick. It's almost like gold chain, like big chain links of like a necklace, like that some huge person would wear. And it takes you a second, and you look up and you see that Norma the First, who had like these broad shoulders for a woman, as I said, she's a sturdy looking gal. She has this massive gold necklace on with these gold chains and this huge pendant at the bottom with a diamond the size of the palm of your hand in it. And it's set in the dead center of it. Being adventurers and actually give me just an intelligence check. Anybody who has seen this necklace now.
Give you a what?
Just an intelligence check.
My +0. Let's
mean-
go.
13?
Yep.
This is like a general knowledge
Four.
check.
I got a 12.
Okay. Does anybody else want to make this check as well? Chatio, Kingston. Kingston, you can feel it. Well, you're not an adventurer, so
I
this
wouldn't
wouldn't
know.
work too well for you, Kingston.
I wouldn't know.
Chatio, Alton, do you want to do an intelligence check?
Intelligence
rolled a
is
2.
not my strong suit.
Okay. You never know. You might roll a nat 20.
I did not.
Okay. So 13 is the highest. So, Arton, a diamond of this size and clarity, the only thing you can think of that comes to mind first, mainly because you're an adventurer, is like, this is the kind of thing you could use as a material component to not only bring someone back with like raised dead, but a powerful enough cleric could use resurrection on somebody with this.
Uh-oh. Well, like
Like,
2.5
this is-
years' salary of gold, huh?
This is a massive diamond worth an obscene amount of money.
And it's
Was that
obvious
just
that it's worth a lot of
sitting-
money.
Hold up.
It's obvious.
Is this diamond the one that's sitting in the
Yeah,
brick
it's-
hole?
You can see it's in the picture up there, and it's in this necklace you found hidden in this little hidey hole in the manor.
How many pieces? I mean, are there 10 fancy god symbols?
There's about 20 necklaces, bracelets, bangles, and stuff all told. About 7 of them have some sort of like holy symbol attached to them.
Do you have any idea how many like dragon eggs could hatch from one of those?
Arden's
Probably
gonna
half
put
of
them in
one.
like her bag, so like they don't get misplaced.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good place to keep untold treasure. It's like, I'll
So
just
they
hold on to
don't
that.
get misplaced. Got
Yeah,
it.
I'll just hold on to that. But,
I'm
so
worried
I-
that everyone else who went heavy on drinking wants some more drinking money.
on
Okay.
the
I had
but
no drink.
on the jewelry itself, are there any like
Yeah,
initials?
Barb just went to like the all-you-can-eat barbecue place and
Yes.
then just stayed there for like a week and a half.
Yes.
Oh man,
It was
They had
such
to
a
kick her
boring
out.
I got my
Actually.
money's worth on that.
All your money's worth.
Yes.
yeah. So, are there any initials on any of the jewelry? Like we can be like
Uh,
Norma the 1, Norma the 2.
No, there's not any like engravings on them except for the huge one. And
Big
on
boy.
the back it says, "To my beloved Norma, may our love last eternally." Which, knowing what you know about what this could be used for, it's not an unusual inscription.
This is someone's resurrection insurance.
Does number 1 and number 10 look like eerily similar, like too similar? Or is it just-
Unfortunately, you've never seen number 10.
Oh, I
in
guess,
the flesh.
yeah.
And
We don't.
technically, Kingston hasn't either. Kingston's only felt
Yeah.
number 10.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which is kinda
we don't
weird,
have
but-
we don't have like a person watching us in this room, right? Like an attaché or
there's-
something.
There's not a police officer here with you. They're outside. They
I mean,
trust
just
Kingston.
me.
Are you trying
Is
to
it-
imply that Norma Mann is like a vampire and has been basically going back and
Good.
forth this entire time? Is that what you're trying to
Who
go by
knows?
there?
Or, I don't know. Or
Uh,
somebody who keeps getting resurrected and comes back a little bit smaller and weaker each time or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm picking up.
The grayscale ghoul.
Can I ask
Sounds like
one of the
witch
police
bullshit.
officers a question?
Sure.
I'll just wave one over here.
You call over the centaur officer, who trots up. They have a little trouble with the stairs. They get into
I
the
can-
foyer and they say, "Yes, any excuse to come inside out of the rain."
I'll move out of the way so he gets in a little, or they can get in a little bit more.
Yeah,
Now, point
they
up to
walk
the
in, they-
picture.
Yeah.
Now, do y'all have the other portraits of all the Normas, or is there like can we get like a lineup of
I
what they
think
look
there's
like?
I think there's some statues in one of the corridors, like some busts, but I never met Norma the Ninth. She was famously reclusive, but Norma the 10th looks very much like her forebear here, and gestures to the portrait above Norma the First. Just much smaller of frame.
All right, so this here is the OG Norma, as it were, the first one.
Yes, that's correct. She was one of the founders of Blanq Nuwah.
Oh, that is fantastic. What a pretty diamond she got hanging off her neck there. You got any information about that?
We during our search of the house, it was missing, so we presume that the culprit stole it. And if we manage to find the diamond, we believe that we will find the killer.
And was there any other, in all these other rooms now, was there anything else missing that is of obvious value?
Several of the rooms have been like ransacked, drawers turned out, things strewn about. There were several. One of the closets seems to have been pilfered. We're not sure what was in there to start, but there's just like some empty spaces in one of the closets. Maybe there was just empty spaces, but
Right.
it's hard to say. She didn't really host many parties here. She usually would host parties at Bathory Mansion, which is much larger. She was very close with the Bathories.
Yes and no.
Arden's gonna pull out all the jewelry for the cop and be like, "They weren't after the jewelry. Here's all of it."
The centaur looks shocked and
Oh, fuck. Gave up the
says-
goose so early.
Oh,
no.
God.
Centaur looks shocked and says, "What, Kingston? Did you find these?
No, that wasn't me.
You found these when you came in? Where were they?"
They were in
I
the
do believe-
fireplace.
Yeah, the loose rock in the fireplace over there.
Technically,
He-
Kingston did not find them.
Yeah.
He didn't
That's
see
exactly why.
anything.
I'm actually not really sure what you're talking about. I mean, I am,
The
but he
cop-
isn't.
The
Yeah.
cop looks very stunned at that and is like,
Arden's
That
gonna give
doesn't make
Kingston
any-
all the credit though.
that doesn't make any sense because it's clearly the most valuable thing, and if Norma almost always wore it. So if she was killed, whoever killed her, you wouldn't pass something. Why would you hide it?
Would you
Especially
not
in
normally?
the crime scene?
Just means
Now-
the motive isn't tied to money.
Yeah, so unless they had absconded with it or attained it in a different area and then haphazardly hid it in
She-
this thing.
She reaches a hand out for it to examine it. Do you hand it over?
Oh yeah, I'll handle it.
Okay.
I'll hand it all over. Yeah, I don't want to keep any of it.
She specifically looks at the diamond necklace. She's looking it over. She takes out some lenses. She looks more carefully, and it takes her a moment, and she looks at the diamond, and you see she like grabs it with two fingers, and it just pops right out, and she drops
Like
it on
from
the
the
ground,
setting?
and it shatters like glass.
Now, I don't think diamonds
a
are
diamond
supposed to be
would.
shattering now.
And she looks at the necklace and she goes, "Why would you put the necklace back, taking the diamond?"
Can I insight check to see if she's generally surprised about this
Sure.
turn of
Oh,
events?
yeah.
Absolutely.
This is also for me as well. That is
Yeah.
a huge thing for me. Ear for deceit. Whenever you make an inside check to determine whether a creature is lying, treat a roll of
Yeah,
7 or lower. as
Absolutely.
I have a 16, 13 plus 3.
I cannot take my flippin' dice out of the box.
I did.
Oh, that's a
want
problem.
To, I did want to
Quite
ask everybody:
a
are
bit of a
you all
problem.
okay with continuing for ending in about an hour and a half? If not, it's okay, and we can make it 2 sessions.
I'm always good.
18.
I'm okay.
I'll be fine.
Pyro, are you good?
May have to dip out.
Good right now?
Okay. Do you think you could do another about hour then?
Yes.
Okay. We'll see what we can get done. I think
So you're saying
Doable.
12:30.
your insight was how much?
I had a 16.
18, 16. As far as you can tell, the Centaur officer looks genuinely surprised. They seem to just have like part of their job is to ensure like that they have the right things, and they knew
So they're
that
bummed
this
out.
diamond necklace was somewhere. You can see like they're upset because firstly they're gonna get blamed for finding this in the first place. Secondly, the fact that the diamond's not actually here, just it's bad all around. But
So the necklace is real, but the diamond
necklace is real.
fake. Okay.
But the diamond that was in the setting had been replaced by glass.
Is this the room where the murder happened?
Yes.
The main thing. Where
Yes,
was
the foyer?
Is there? Can we see where the body is? Is that the X on the blanket thing?
That's where there's a pool of blood.
Oh, I guess the body.
The body
okay,
is
so we
gone.
can assume that's where she fell.
There was no body.
Yeah, the body's gone.
Oh,
We never,
They never
just
found the
found a
body.
blood stain. Oh, that's
Correct.
right.
We found
Just a
blood
bloodstain.
everywhere, and there are charred, what appear to be humanoid bones in the pit of the fireplace.
And has
but-
anyone actually
and
investigated
not
the
a-
bones?
None of you have. The police
bones.
did, and they said that they were. Arden did look at one of the bones and was like, "Yeah, this looks like a human bone." But I mean, that was an investigation check, not like a medicine or a nature check.
You know, it'd be great if someone had speak with the dead, because you don't need
Hey.
every part.
What? How's the?
Oh,
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
going to.
No, you
Yeah,
need a corpse for speak with the dead.
yeah, that'd be a little
It
difficult
has
for
to be
us.
able to talk to you. Yeah.
Can
I
I
mean, I like
ask
the idea of a little
the?
bone standing up and delivering a monologue.
Yeah, it has to be a corpse specifically.
Okay.
The corpse
Pyro.
must still have a mouth and cannot be undead.
Can I ask the officer a question?
Absolutely,
A random question.
absolutely.
So, officer, you said you frequent the. Was it the speakeasy? Is that correct?
The
Luscious.
The
the
lounge.
lusty lush. It's a lounge. It's not a.
Oh, the lounge.
I
Yes, my
have-
apologies.
I have no knowledge of any sort of speakeasies, and if you have knowledge of any sort of thing, you should tell me, and I'll be sure to investigate them thoroughly.
Oh, because he's
Oh,
a
absolutely.
fuzz.
We're new here, so I'm unaware of any in this town. But
Yes, alcohol aside from red wine, white wine, and brandy is illegal in the city. And if you spot anyone trading in such things, you should report it to the police.
absolutely. Just a curious question though. At the lounge, you said there was a lovely siren-esque person there that sang lovely. Is that
Yes,
correct?
Lady Lily Lucretia.
Could you describe Lady Lily for me?
She's a statuesque, buxom, wondrous singer. Beautiful voice, just
So she looks like
cascades
Jolene.
out. Writes her own songs, and she brings in huge crowds every night. Knocks
Now-
them dead.
When did she start playing down there? Now she's a recent addition, if memory do recall correctly.
Yes, she's been playing for about a month.
About a month now.
Well,
Does she look much like this picture
used
hanging
to-
above
she-
the
she used to
fireplace
work-
here?
She used to work at a different place, but now she works the lusty lush.
Interesting.
She didn't come
used
out
to
of
work at-
nowhere now.
She used to work at the Grinning Harpy, from what I'm told. Was very small time, but then really sort of came into her own. Decided to like dress up her act. She went from doing basically a burlesque show to now doing lounge singing.
Interesting. Does she dress rather classy when she's singing?
Yes, evening gowns that hang to the floor, shimmering
Big old diamond?
sparkle sequins all over them.
Does she frequently wear any jewelry types? Do you notice?
She usually has silver bangles on.
Okay. Thank you, officer.
She does look to the portrait when you mentioned does she look like the portrait. Takes a look, thinks for a moment, and says, there's like a little resemblance, maybe around the eyes and the general shape of the ears and such, but
Can I pull
It's
aside
the-
whoever?
The lips are much more full, and the nose is
More gray.
not quite as thick. She's got a little bit more fuller complexion as well.
Can I pull aside whoever's asking this right now? Now that I've heard
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Which one was it? Who was it again? Was it Arton?
Yeah.
Oh, Alton. Sorry.
yeah.
Alton.
And I don't know why I named it so close to Arton. I apologize.
Well, you didn't know.
Oh, we have an R10 and an Alton.
Yeah, every time I've heard
Alton.
Arton, I've been like,
Ah.
yes.
Okay. I'm gonna grab Altin and kind of like nudge him to the side and whisper to him.
Okay.
There's a rumor going round about Miss Lily. You ought to know.
What is it?
It ain't that she's that she's Miss Norma Mann herself, but rumor says that she's the bastard child of the family.
Oh, very interesting. Thank you for that.
And with no heir in sight, she's suspect number one for scooping up that big old fortune.
So it looks like we have another
would-
lead.
Play.
Yeah.
Did we
So
get
that
shared
said,
all the
the-
goblin info?
Sorry?
Did we get shared all the goblin info?
Yeah, Chatio would have shared that
Chatio.
info, I'm sure.
Would he?
Right?
Patio? Did you share it with us or no?
Yeah, as we were walking away, he would have whispered what he heard and the
We
password and
should
everything.
probably
So
ask.
you also know the password to the speakeasy is Mad Dogs Don't Bark.
Chatio also has a missing crowbar.
Yes.
We should probably ask Kingston about who Fluff Bottom is then.
Yes.
You would-
Away from the cop.
The cop heads out when sees that there's no more questions for them. Kingston, you can feel free to discuss
Thank you,
who
officer.
the suspects that the police have are.
If they'd like to ask, I don't know what context they have in character,
they just
so
They just
I need
asked
I need
about-
them to ask.
Yeah.
So you want
guys-
to ask about
You guys ask.
who?
I'm
again?
sorry, what's happening?
Arton will lean down to Kingston and be like, we're supposed to be, apparently a Fluff Bottom committed the murder, is what we've heard. Is that related to any of these singers? And
Oh no, Fluff
And
Bottom's
wealthy
not a
people?
singer. No, nothing of the sort. He's they, that
Yeah,
she,
big old Fluff
I think
Bottom.
she.
You can determine it. I've given you the information. Anything that's not there, feel free to fluff out.
Fluff Bottom in
like
a-
a bottom.
Yeah.
Abigail Tiffington Bluffbottom is a thief. They've been in town doing some petty jobs here and there. You know, shoplifting, a little bit of mild burglary. But ever since the murder happened, they've gone and disappeared. Our best guess is that she's hiding out on the land, but don't have much more of a lead than that.
I'm gonna take out those thieves' tools and see if there's any thieves' cant sitting on there.
Sure. You examine it. You're looking for thieves' cant. Give me a perception check.
I'm just hopping around.
Gosh dang, it's literally my passive. 19.
You find no indication of thieves' cant on it. However, what you do find on it is like a little tuft where when it closed, it caught some fur. There's a little tuft of white, gray, and black tabaxi fur
Are they
caught in it.
a tabaxi?
Sure as shooting.
I think I just found their tools. Unless there's a bunch of other tabaxi thieves around.
Do I know of any others? Currently active?
There's probably some, but Fluff Bottom's the only one who is like not accounted for in some way.
I mean, if we were thinking about it in terms of like a tabletop game where some of them get named and some
Yeah,
of them
it's
don't,
just Fluff Bottom.
just
Yeah.
Fluff Bottom's got a name.
Well, you see now, this is quite curious, this new revelation. Well, I guess you told us that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, see, this thief, Fluff Bottom, as it were, correct?
It's covered
Now,
in
see,
blood.
Yeah, and there's also a what you call over there a broken window with thieves' tools out in the bush. Now, I may not be the smartest country rabbit that done hopped inside the mason, but if you're an accomplished thief, why would you break it? Like leave your thieves' tool? My accent's going more country.
I'll
Now-
note as you're saying that, and you look over to the window,
Is it broken in or broken out?
most of the glass is out in
Out.
the grass.
They fled.
And now, if they fled out this here window after pilfering these
They
priceless
fled and
pearls,
hid.
why would they drop their thieves' tools in a bush?
I don't think it was unintentional. I mean, it was
You
was
would
way
think-
hidden in there.
You would think a thief of her own note would double check if they left, the scene, like the evidence that ties you to it. And there just happens to be a little bit of tough on this expert's thieves' tools. Now, if I was an expert, I don't know if I would so easily forget the tools of my trade.
It's also that Fluffbottom is known as a thief, not a killer.
Yeah, well, I don't think she had killed anyway. We're not even too sure that there was a murder taking place. We have a missing persons report, really is what it is.
And a lot of blood.
Well, you can, is this actually blood? Can I like two fingers and a little sniffer?
It's definitely blood.
It's blood.
Okay.
You
They
can,
used to
you
use
can
corn
smell it.
syrup.
There is a lot of it.
Now, is it human blood? Is it pig's
You can
blood?
you can make a medicine check if you want. I will say there's no way you could tell like between it being like human blood, rat folk blood,
Yeah.
dragonborn blood, kobold blood.
Is
Like,
it,
you can't tell if it's amongst the humanoids. Blood is generally blood. Like unless it were a specific color, which you couldn't tell here,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to really tell.
it's actually indigo blood.
So if you want to give me a medicine check to check if it's humanoid blood, you certainly could.
I mean, I'm the one with my sniffer in it.
You medicine check me.
Medicine is so 14 altogether, 13 plus 1.
As far as you can tell, this is definitely humanoid blood. Like consistency, the patterns, and like with a medicine of 14, you can also tell like some of these areas is definitely like arterial spray blood. Like people
from
don't
the
get
heart.
up.
Right.
Either that or like the neck. Like this is high pressure like spurt spray.
It is hella blood.
From the neck, you say?
It would be neck, or you could do this from like a gunshot in the right spot in the chest could do this.
But they found no bullets, right?
Like
We didn't have a body.
Femoral artery slash could do it. Brachial artery getting cut could do it. It's basically just anywhere on your body that you could cut or shoot or nick an artery could do this kind of thing.
So, speaking of which, there is no blood going from to the window. Is that correct? Is it just at that part and
Give me-
nothing else?
Give me a. I tell you what.
Papers.
Give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, I got nothing on that.
Give me a survival or an Arcana check, and if you want to do survival, somebody else can do
I
Arcana.
mean, I only have a +3 in survival. I'm not trained
I have
in
a
it.
I
plus
can
6
handle
in Arcana.
I have a 26 roll on an Arcana right now.
Holy
Okay,
crap.
we got a 26 Arcana. Let's get a
I can't
survival.
beat that.
Uh,
Pyro, what's your survival?
16 plus 3,
Plus
19.
4.
Roll it. Roll your d20 and see if you get something good. So Barb right now has a 19 survival total.
I got 12 total survival.
I can
okay.
roll too.
Yeah, roll.
Fuck it, I'll roll 2.
Do it.
You can
7.
No, that's a 9.
you
I-
tap around with your cane. You're like, yep.
There's ground here.
If you'd gotten really high, I was gonna say you like daredevil it with your fingertips very carefully.
You see with the power of love.
So, Barb, with your 19 in survival, like you're looking, there's there's evidence of like tracks leading towards the window. They're very indistinct. And when you call Arton over, who did the Arcana check, 26, you said?
Yeah. It was
With a 26 Arcana check, with Barb showing you, you can tell these whatever tracks were here have been attempted and mostly successfully magically hidden. They've been like magically removed. There were
With gray magic.
There were definitely tracks here before.
So
But
I
not
guess
blood.
Barb is just like low to the ground, just like sniffing. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get your sniffer.
Like
Us
this-
little
this
guys
is-
got sniffers,
This
all right?
is some bullshit right here. This is some. There were tracks here. There were tracks here.
May I ask a request?
As you sniff, I will say you catch a whiff of both like you smell like human and tabaxi, but you're also getting like centaur and like orcish scents. You're catching the scents from your others, but the tracks themselves, like there's definitely tabaxi and human here, but it's all like intermingled. It's hard to separate. And the problem is because of what magic has been used here, it's also difficult to tell which we're coming and which we're going. But
Pyro, you were saying something?
know
Annoyed.
Tabaxi has been in here.
Tabaxi definitely was in here.
Can I do a quick status check?
Absolutely.
I'd like to look at our party's color availability.
2
Sure.
hours later.
I will say that most of the party is like where you've been wearing the fedoras and stuff.
Look cool
as
fuck.
you're really delving into, those of you who have made more than 3 checks, active checks that are involved in the investigation, your colors are a little dulled.
No! I take off my fedora and throw it on the floor.
Oh, what's wrong?
Am I going to have to shave my mustache?
What are you getting all worked up for?
I like my red scales, thank you.
They're still red. They're just not as shiny
No.
red.
Shiny.
Well, you know, he did say as soon as we get out of here, our color will return. So it is but a mild
So it's a
temporary
time thing.
affliction.
I will say,
mean-
Dr. Ruthless Cabbage Patch, full gray now.
Yeah. I don't even know if I can see in color, to be honest with you. So this might just be.
Just to begin with.
Well, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was saying. I was like, who turned out the lights? Because dark vision, see
Yeah,
everything in
dark vision.
grayscale.
Those of you with dark vision, everything's grayscale. So it's almost like this whole city is just dark
It's
vision. all
just
the
dark
time.
vision. It's
Can I
just
ask
weird. It's just like,
another
who
question?
turned out the lights?
You can ask one more question.
Only one.
Are there any mirrors around?
Yes, there are a handful of mirrors. There's a nice, lovely little hall mirror over here that like sits hanging up on the side of this little area. There's a mirror on a table over here. Like there's a little end table right there in that triangle, and there's like a book next to it that's also splattered with blood. But I mean, it's not like you don't usually have like a standing mirror in the foyer. Like you're not
I
getting
do.
dressed in the
It's
foyer.
typically in the
Well,
bedroom, right?
That's
yeah.
where I do my flexings, right before I go out the door.
Good doctor, can I hold you up to the mirror to look at yourself real quick?
Yeah.
I don't see why not. I can just peer with my peepers straight into that
Yeah.
reflection of myself.
I thought you were too short to see it.
You can see each other in the mirror. Are you
I
worried
can hop-
Dr. Ruthless Cabbage Patch is a vampire?
I'm holding them up to the mirror right now.
I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I'll
Yeah,
light another of my little bunny spliffs.
You have reflections. You're good.
Okay. Just making sure. What's this book though that has some splatter on it?
Well, it's the Mormon Bible. Oh God.
It is
Ab's typing
a
something.
treatise on world religions.
Interesting.
Well,
Does
good.
somebody want to read that?
Yeah, let's open it up. And Sabbath, can you go over line by line the
no,
preface?
no. We had, they got the you showed us all the crazy jewelry stuff and the
Yeah.
holy symbols.
Yeah.
Just look at the flippin' index. Find it.
Yeah.
I'm not smart enough for this crap.
You look. Okay, you can flip through and you're able to match up some of these holy symbols. We're gonna use just your typical Faerun ones. You find that a couple of the holy symbols are for Lathander. There's one for Tyr.
I did the thing.
I immediately did the thing too.
Yeah, I did the thing.
There's 2 of the 7 are Lathander. 1 is Tyr. 2 are Bahamut. And
Diversity.
That's 5 of 7. The other 2 belong to I'm sorry.
Oh,
There's
it's
no
time
book.
to hydrate.
The other
Blank.
2
Glug, 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 glug.
Glug
the other
now.
2 belong to Selune and Helm.
Is the main Norma
This
Man
means
necklace
nothing to me.
have a religious
No, it's
tone to it, or is it
it's
just
gold with a diamond?
okay?
There's no religious significance to that necklace.
It means nothing to me. I just matched pictures.
The only connection as you're like flipping through these is that these are all traditionally like very good aligned deities typically.
Why do they have a
No.
bunch of good holy symbols in it? It's just weird. Unless someone
Most
was
of them-
just like keeping
most
them
of
as
are-
trophies.
Most of them are also associated with like light or life or justice and
That's
things
not
like that.
That's not
Justice
concerning at
Death
all.
to the Stormcloak.
Fine.
Selune is, I believe, specifically
moon.
like a moon goddess. She's the moon
I
maiden.
believe.
She's
Yeah.
the moon. Her sister is the night. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the moon maiden, but she's also associated with like, life and light, just moonlight instead of like sunlight. Lathander
Being dope.
is the morning lord who's,
All
god
is
of,
great
like,
through
the sun.
Lathander.
Bahamut is, as you know, like the
Platinum Dragon.
platinum dragon of like justice and stuff. I will say the Lathander ones look the oldest, and the Selune one looks the newest.
Is this not
Can I-
concerning at all?
I don't know. Depends on what your religious preferences are.
Can I detect
I mean-
magic in this area just to see how much of it's magical?
Sure. You detect magic, and you obviously pick up like the continual flames from like the lanterns around the room. You pick up. There is illusion magic in a couple of places. There's like the fading vestiges of illusion magic on the fire, which could be a lot of things, like the fireplace rather.
Right.
It could just be that the fire often has just an illusory fire there instead of a real fire, which is, not that uncommon. But specifically because you found earlier that hidden thing, there's like the dying vestiges of an illusion on that
What about
hidden compartment.
that?
There's like, since the magic is already done and gone, you don't detect magic where the tracks were erased. You were just able with that high of an arcana check to tell that the method of removing the tracks was
Yeah.
magical.
So it was like pass without a trace or something?
Either
Or-
pass without a trace or like prestidigitation cast multiple times. So there's a couple of other things you could have possibly done to hide it.
Just some magical
something-
obscuration
Yeah.
or whatever.
You do detect, like, for a split second, you feel like something you've never felt before, like your head is about to like explode from the strength of a magic power of abjuration that seems to be coming from all directions, everywhere, everything, but it's only for a split second and then it's gone.
Oh, that's weird.
Abjuration is like modifying magic, right?
Abjuration is like shielding stuff.
It's like
usually.
get the
Yeah.
GTFO magic.
Yeah, it's usually like wards
Warding.
and shields and
Like shield is abjuration.
Yeah, glyphs, things that are protective in nature are generally abjuration. But you do ping distinct illusion magic from the mirror over here.
Where?
I look at the mirror.
When you look at the mirror with detect magic, like it reflects your image, but you realize that the entire surface of the mirror is illusory. That this isn't just like a pane of silvered glass. This is a object that makes an illusion of your reflection. It is not a
Which
true
means-
reflection.
So you could still be a vampire.
That's
I'm
true.
a vampire rabbit. I'm a cow bunny vampire. Giddy up, y'all.
That said, like the small mirror over on the hand table does not have this on it.
Are we given this
and
information by our friend here?
You can
Mhm.
you can feel that whatever illusion was cast on this was like wrought into the creation of this mirror. I will also note that this mirror seems a little out of place. Like you're not like the mirror is like put over this window over here. It's an odd placement for a mirror.
Can I investigate that area?
Sure.
Yeah, could I just take down the mirror and look behind it?
You remove
Why
the
not
mirror.
Try to touch the
and-
mirror.
And when you remove the mirror, you look at the glass, and you see that the glass of this window has like a very thin line in a large oval that is about 4 feet from top to bottom. There's just a thin little line that shows this oval.
Portal-esque?
Yeah, can we touch it? Can we touch the
if you
mirror?
Can I
If you
run my fingers
touch-
over it and see if there's any imperfections or?
When you run your fingers over that piece of glass, the oval just pops out and just lands gently into that bush there. And there's a perfectly oval hole that somebody could have easily stepped through completely silently.
I'm sorry.
Is
think
it
this
a?
was a staged murder, y'all?
Can
I
we
think
figure
this-
this out? Like it's a portable hole or something similar?
No, what I'm saying is the glass of this window was literally cut. And
Oh,
like,
so it's not a
Physically
magical
cut.
mirror.
And once you moved the mirror, you could see that on the window.
Ah.
And there were glass cutting tools in the thief's bag.
Correct.
Yeah, but somehow the
said,
thief got
Is
in,
there anything
but
left
got out
on the
quietly.
window?
No, there are like there's like some smudge marks, and with your previous investigation checks, I'll give you that there's the faintest hint of like a paw print on the window.
Is that the tabaxi we were talking about earlier?
Yeah,
That would be
tabaxi
your
are
best
cat
assumption.
people.
Yes,
Like Khajiit.
they're furries.
Catwoman, gotcha.
Like actual Catwoman, yes.
That said, the centaur cop comes up and goes, "The chief's coming up here. Y'all better get out. I'll take the jewelry, the evidence."
You will you?
Yeah, she hands
Yes,
it all.
I
over,
will.
all of it.
She already has it. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I was like-
well, she wants the rest of it. She only took the gold necklace to start because she was investigating. You hand it all over. She catalogs it. She like takes out a notepad, writes some things on it. She goes over and she like lays it out on that little end table carefully and starts like investigating things. Sees you guys are still here and goes, "Go, get out of here." Chief's
All
gonna
right.
have
At all.
my flank if y'all don't get out of here.
Well, I guess
Did you move
I
that
guess
mirror?
that is a. Well, we too bad
There's a whole
we've been ushered out. Now we can't
It's just
share
part
our
of the
findings with you.
investigation. It's part of the investigation. It's fine. It's fine.
All right, Kingston, just write me your report.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are ushered out of Man.
I'll hop
Mansion.
out.
You're not actually going to write that report, are you?
I am.
I'm sorry.
You got to. You got to stay in the force.
Let me get you guys all together so I can pull your tokens.
Part of my job, after all.
My job is to be
And
a rabbit.
You guys are ushered out, and you find yourselves getting shooed out towards the marketplace. As you head back down towards the main street,
Ooh.
and most of the places are closed. There's a couple people still like doing street music and stuff. There's some people like running stalls in the rain, but for the most part, people have gone home. It's getting to be like just after midnight at this point. You guys spent quite some time over there. Still torrential downpour. There are several of the stands that are open are selling umbrellas, both simple and fancy. Do you guys want to discuss the case any as you walk, or do you want to head directly to the next place?
I guess what is the destination for the group?
Yeah, what was our big lead there?
You
Well, gosh, there's a lot.
So yeah, you're not sure if the theft actually happened or not, because the only thing missing was the diamond.
Yeah.
You're not sure who. You're not sure like what happened because the tracks were obscured. You know somebody was killed there. There's so much blood. Somebody died, and there were only 2 people there, and you caught Tabaxi
And still
and
no body.
Human. No body. You gave a cursory glance to the bones. The bones looked human, but Tabaxi bones would be close enough to human you couldn't tell without some sort of really like. If you'd found
Forensic.
like a paw bone, it'd be different. But you found like a leg bone. Like there was like a leg bone, maybe like part of some ribs. Like you can't tell the difference. Definitely bones that somebody who lost them and had them burned in a fire would die.
Yeah.
When you see like a leg bone, like a femur, some ribs, like.
But why only so many bones and not all the bones?
That's a good question.
Which just makes me think this here all is a bit of a ruse, as it were.
They do have a diamond big enough for resurrection.
This is also
You
true.
would only need a piece of the person in order to cast it, because a true resurrection. Well, my character wouldn't know this, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess we understand how magic works because we are
Yeah,
magic people.
You guys passed a high enough check, and as adventurers, you would know how this sort of stuff works because they're like, remember, always leave a body part with your friends if you got enough money and they can bring you back.
That's it. I got a sack
You know,
of one of my
lock-
friends in my
Lock
pocket.
a hair, a finger bone, whatever you want to spare.
I got about 4 ears in my pants. Not mine.
That said, as you guys are making your way down, there's a guy
You know
playing
what?
like saxophone on the street corner. He's got his
Oh,
case
damn.
out in front of him.
Saxophone. Interesting. I heard there was another saxophone player over at the lounge.
That's true.
Well, you see, the saxophone is just the sexiest of all blown instruments. I mean, let's
Would
get that
you-
right off the
Would you like to head over to the lounge?
Well, might as well,
I will.
unless y'all say otherwise.
There's
I
a good
need
show
fantastic.
going on tonight.
All right.
I'll
so
pull
you
out
go-
my alto sax.
You need to know. You're good at listening to voices, right? Maybe
You have-
maybe you'll be able to tell if it's the lady.
You
I'll
could.
keep an ear out.
So
you
you
need to
head
be
over
disguised,
towards.
Mr. Kingston.
Yeah, Kingston ain't allowed in there.
How do you know about that?
Because
Did you tell us?
People were saying it.
because
Yeah.
they told us. Yeah, the centaur told
You
us.
said, yeah. They might have
Because
overheard
the police,
with
the police.
with a 19 passive perception. They overheard the sentence.
Damn it,
talking
Hall, man.
quietly to you. Sorry.
Yeah. Do you have any?
What do you want to look like?
You want to become a rabbit for a day?
I'm gonna
I can do
I'm
that.
gonna use disguise self to disguise yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean,
Doctor's got some extra ears.
I'm
you
gonna
can slap
I'm
on
gonna
him.
like kind of like tap the can around and say, "Who's the hottest member of your group?"
Well, I do believe that would be me, my
Yeah.
friend. And I'll do 2 little hops over towards him. I have been
was that the
renowned
rabbit?
for both. Yeah. Well, I'm a Harangon. That's a little racist, but let's not.
You
let's
were
not.
literally just
Let's not
calling
wait there.
yourself a rabbit 10 minutes ago.
I can use that word.
That's our word.
That's our word. Come on.
And don't
Only he
even
can-
think about calling us hares.
Only he can
Oh,
use
that's
the
for
hard
us.
R.
Yeah. Oh, no. But now, yeah, but I am quite the ladies' man.
I'll
What?
poke him a little bit with the cane. I want to look like him then.
All right.
I'll do my best. She'll look like a tall version of him, though.
This might get a little freaky for me now, because if you look like me, but you're just like, 6.5 feet
All right,
tall,
are you using magic for this, or is this a
Oh
disguise
yeah, I'll
key?
cast disguise self.
No, let's just get fur and like stick it on his face.
I'll let you do it if you can pass a DC 20 Arcana check.
Fucking
Because
Christ.
disguise self is supposed to be only yourself.
You're not wrong.
But if you can pass a DC 20 Arcana check,
I cannot assist.
I'll let you flub it.
Let's see. We got a 13 on the die. That's pretty good. What we got for
Plus 8.
bonus? Plus 7 is my Arcana.
Well, you hit a 20, so
That's,
yes,
that's good enough. Let's go.
You are able to use this spell in like an unintended fashion. You warp the magical energies. I will say, what level spell slot is disguise self?
2? No, 1.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Let me look it up.
You're not using it as an innate ability, though, right?
No.
Okay.
No, this
so
is
yeah,
the spell disguise self.
as long as you were using a spell slot,
It's a
that's
first
fine.
level. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it does eat your first level spell slot for that, but you are able to make Kingston look like a handsome, tall Herringon. All grayscale.
Of course.
Well, now I do believe
I will
I've
say,
got the
as you're-
vapors. Woo!
I have a question for you. As you're envisioning it in your head and casting the spell, are you envisioning Kingston in color or in grayscale?
In grayscale. I've only
Okay.
seen him in grayscale.
So it's grayscale the entire time. Perfect.
So
Okay.
is the transformation all grayscale as well, or is there any residue of color with it?
There is
Like a-
no residue of color with it because
Like a
of
Sailor
what I just
Moon.
asked.
Grayscale
A few
Sailor
moments later,
Moon
you are
transformation scene.
I will say that with how they did it, your suit in the disguise version of you looks like it is like tailor made. Like we're talking 100 gold piece suit right here.
I dare say you are quite the fetching young rabbit now there, good sir.
As you approach to the lusty lush, you get close. You can hear some music coming through the doors. The huge hulking Barlguras who are in front, they start a little bit towards you as you get close and start this like huffing and puffing. They sense something about somebody in your party, or maybe they just don't like the look of you colorful folk because of the fact that you've got these reds and these whites. You see them like squinting their eyes a little bit because you're kind of painful to look at to people who are not used to seeing this. And they look at you and they go, what you want? What you want here?
We have the password, right, for this place?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Mad Dogs Don't Bark.
Yeah.
You say
We
that to them?
In a whisper. Like, come on
You
down
whis-
here now, fella.
You whisper it to
Mad
them.
dogs don't bark.
Alton, when you say it, they sort of look at you, but then they
Kill you.
look at Kingston with what appears to be 100 gold piece suit. These friends. You see, like the one on the side is like cracking his knuckles. He wants to fight.
Yeah,
Yes,
I don't
they're
know it with
acquaintances
us.
of mine. Yeah.
He goes, oh, okay. He pushes to him. He goes, Ro, you no touch hands to yourself. You pay up front. You understand?
Absolutely.
Get in. They like they're a little forceful in getting you in. Like they put these big
You get
beady
ushed.
paws on like your backs and like push you into the front to
Hey,
the
now.
antechamber.
That's where I keep my stress.
There's another Barlgura inside, who's standing much straighter, looking much fancier in a nicer suit. He just sort of looks down at you as you come in, waits until the first door closes, and you start to hear the music of the Lusty Lush. And you're in this little like antechamber room at first, and he looks over to you and he says, "Hat, coat," and points at a area where there's a bunch of little like hooks for your hats, and there's areas for your wet coats to be hung, and goes, "No track water in. No track water in."
Fine, no track water in.
Right.
Rabbit, can we help? Can we please have that?
No water.
I'll one prestidigitate under my jacket and make sure there's no light to clean us off, but also take out like put my jacket and my hat over there.
Okay.
You know, I feel like a
you are
little bald.
When you do that, you are fully grayscale now. As
Blended
you
in with
have-
the locals.
You have immersed yourself into this setting, in
Interesting.
this city.
So, do we notice
One
that
of us. One of us.
every time we use magic, it drains us a bit?
It's you suspect that that's not exactly it. That it's a combination of things, but that the magic definitely hastens the process.
Okay.
That said, he like calms himself down after not being obeyed immediately the first time about the no water, and he goes, "No outside food or drink. No touching patrons. No touching staff."
Understood.
We got that good stuff. Now, can you point us to the VIP section if you would?
"What name?" He reaches over with his big giant fist and pulls out like a clipboard that looks hilariously tiny in comparison.
I'll just kind of, as he's looking at the clipboard, and I imagine he's like looking down at the clipboard, and then I'm below that. So I'll
Yes.
step to the side to like where he sees my head peek out from behind the clipboard.
Give me
And
I need a stealth and a perception check if you're trying to do this hidden, or a deception.
No.
and perception.
I'm not trying to look at it. I'm just
Okay.
looking like, I don't know. I just wanted to explain how it
Funny,
looks.
funny point of view.
Oh, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And
Is my
see,
crow
what-
here with me?
Yeah, your crow's on your shoulder.
Can my crow kind of lean over?
Sure, give me a perception check.
I like this better than what I was gonna do.
Perception?
Yeah.
It's gonna inspire that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
There's
yes,
definitely
Bello.
Catsto dance vibes going
10.
on.
A 10. Your crow doesn't know how to read because you don't know how
Oh.
to read
Very fair,
because you're
actually.
blind.
Oh fuck! I didn't think about that. There's like
Savage.
it's like a little dude with a hat.
Squiggly
I'm
here,
stealthy.
squiggly there.
I'm stealthy.
Very
good. But I'll just look at him from
28.
the side.
You got a 28 on stealth.
I got literal freaking net 20.
Oh, you got a nat 20. He doesn't even know you're there.
I'm small. Of
Yeah,
course.
he hasn't even seen you. He's like 9.5 feet tall.
Wow,
He's
it's too
he
big.
He can barely stand up in here.
I had
You don't
advantage
even
too.
have
I
to
could have
roll me a
rolled again.
perception check with that stealth. You can see that most of the VIPs have checked in. You do see that on the list is a party of 6 that's listed and was supposed to arrive an hour ago and is still not here. And it is Lady Ear L. Bathory and Company.
Oh, the batteries, huh?
Hero
Oh
back
god.
This is
and
this is
company.
the fact that it says Ear L Bathory means that this is like a distant, like second cousin twice removed
Oh.
kind of situation.
Not
This
someone
is
that comes
not
here
the
every day.
Bathories. Yeah. This is not the local Bathories. This
Now-
is like a distant relation of theirs.
How does Barb relay this name to me?
Oh,
Barb has a 28 stealth. Barb can do whatever they want.
I suppose I could throw my voice over in the direction of someone
Sure.
in the party.
Yeah.
Because the bouncer seems like a buffoon, so.
Yeah, so
He is
The most
literally
fancy
a gorilla in a suit.
the most
A
Yeah, they're
fancy
demon
dressed
gorillas.
of our party would be Mr. Kingston, right? So I toss my voice at them
Yeah.
with the name.
So Kingston, you hear Lady L. Bathory and Company.
What was it? Lady what, Bathory?
Lady Ear L. Bathory.
Lady, say this. Lady Ear L. Bathory and Company.
He
Yeah,
looks
what
at the
he
Imagine that
list.
with the
Pretty
rabbit
sick.
accent, by the way.
He looks at the list and he looks at it like 4 times. He reads the same line like 3 times.
He can't read.
Then you see
My
he's
brother.
literally sounding out the phonics of it.
6. Because there was only one party of 6.
But he doesn't know you know that.
He takes a fountain pen and he like scratches the name out and it just rips a jagged hole in the paper.
Takes
He
some
sets
of
the thing back down and you
take
see
some of the
now
board
that he
out.
sets it. Yeah, you see he sets it back down. Every one of the names is like scratched through. There's like 15 sheets of paper and it went through like 10 of them. And he goes,
Man,
"You expected." He opens the door and you step inside and the music kicks up. The rain is drowned out as you hear the band playing from off to the right. They're playing this interesting style of music. You've not really, well, Kingston certainly heard it, but the rest
Heard
of
it
you have
from
never really
outside.
heard this kind of music. You see it. There are these small tables of people drinking. Some people are eating. There's a big stage up here.
The
with
biggest,
some-
deepest loot ever heard.
Yeah, there's a big stage up here that like it's a repurposed bar. And like it's raised up above, so like there's just enough room for these little gnomish bartenders to like be squeezed in and hand people drinks on their little footpath. And then the center section is raised up. There's a big dark gray velvet looking curtain over the stage. And you are escorted over to one of the VIP booths that is almost center stage.
So as we're being seated, what's the kind of general demeanor of everybody in the facility?
Nobody's paying you much attention except for like the bartenders and stuff. The bartender, specifically one of the gnomes, looks over as soon as you get in and is watching, and you see him like disappear down behind the bar somehow, and a moment later like comes running up and goes, "Oh, good, you're very, very late. Unfortunately, your previous food orders kind of got cold. So, do you know what you'd like? Any steak, salads? What would everybody like?"
What's the special that you have for the night?
We have a dry aged filet mignon.
I don't know what
Topped.
that is.
Dry aged filet mignon topped with a red wine reduction and
barbecue.
Red
mashed
wine, you say?
potatoes. Yes, red wine reduction.
now a reduction's where they reduce it.
Red wine is completely and totally legal in the city, I'll have you know.
Yeah, we're just
And
not.
he takes a much closer look at you now, Alton, since you seem like you were curious about the alcohol. Give me a deception check.
I can maybe assist on that. No, I cannot. My deception is a -1.
So roll a d20 and add your deception bonus, please, Alton. Mr. Lockhorn.
I have no deception, but I have a 17 on the roll.
A 17's good enough. He looks at you for a moment. It seems like he's sizing you up to figure out if you're a cop or not.
Oh, right. Hey, what's
Um,
the illegal hooch?
And he goes, we do have other things for drinking on hand. If you'd like to order off menu, sir. Of course.
Do you have a list of off-menu items, or is there another location we can discuss this?
We do not have a list. You'll have to order off menu. And he winks at you and says, but I'm sure that our well-stocked wine cellar can suit any needs that you have.
Say, champ, when's the talent come on?
He
He'll
goes,
gesture towards the stage.
he goes, oh, well, very shortly. Did you have your orders that you'd want in? And you see the band is like
Heard steak.
changing instruments, actually.
No one told her what filet mignon is, so she's just like, the steak thing.
She goes, okay, how would you like that done?
Not at all, probably.
How much money do you have?
Oh, it's
10
36 gold piece. If you gotta
Oh,
ask,
you don't,
it's too much.
You're prepaid.
Oh, very good. So we're gonna free meal those.
It's on the batteries tab, of course.
Yes.
Oh god.
And
Oh, good.
Medium rare.
okay. And
That's the thing people order, right?
he takes your order. There's a lot of
that can be,
seafood
man.
offerings. There's the filet mignon. There's some vegetarian options and stuff as well.
We can't get into food. It's the trap.
But then they hustle away, and you see the lights in the place. One of the bartenders like takes out a wand and like waves it, and all the lights dim, except for the light on stage, which turns bright. The curtains part just enough for a long, slender leg in a black, shimmery dress to stick out.
Leg.
You hear somebody in the crowd go, woo! And like immediately get cut off as like a waiter like smacks him upside the head. And
Jesus.
the
So
music.
DM,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt, but are there descriptive captions on this?
You're going to literally hear the lyrics because I'm going to sing them for you.
Oh.
Excellent.
I
No, I was
didn't
hoping there
kill
would be
that
someone
Wrote a
next
woman.
to
damn
me.
song for you pieces.
I was hoping there'd be
And we've
someone
been
next
putting
to
it
me
off this
saying,
whole time.
like, and you see a leg stick out from behind the
Oh.
curtain.
Oh, well, I mean,
Pull some stuff up so we don't have to hear the
did
song.
say there's a
So-
leg.
So
Yeah.
the song, the band kicks up. There's a hush over the crowd. In your arms, in your arms, I feel safe. In your embrace, in your arms, in your grasp, I feel warm, and at last I feel loved. In your claws, she reaches to the edge of the stage and reaches out to somebody. I want more. Never pause. Tickles the chin. In your home, in your room, I can only think about you. She points to your table at that line. Once we were together, now we are forever. As long as we can hold each other tight. Her arms around herself. We can dance together. We can love each other. And nothing can interrupt us now. Hold my hands. Hold my heart. And please, oh please, never let us part. In your together until dawn's light. The crowd erupts in applause.
Claps everywhere.
Mhm.
I'll use prestidigitation to make like some shoo shoo whistles.
And she bows ever so slightly. You get a good look on her. You get a
Diamond.
good look
Or
on
diamond.
her
People's
with
pill.
the stage lights on. Her entire dress, shimmery sequins, this slinky, dark, practically jet black number, and she says, thank you all.
That was good timing on the applause there. Still.
And you see that she goes out around the stage and she starts mingling a little bit. As you get a good look at her, you definitely see what they were talking about her having a resemblance to at least the portrait you saw.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it's like they said, it's definitely there in the eyes and like the shape of the ears and the face itself, like how she just looks in general. She's not quite the same like build as the lady in the portrait,
But like a
but
passing resemblance.
It's more than a passing resemblance. Like
Right.
this is like, it's a strong resemblance, but not like, oh, this is the same person, but like a strong enough that you'd be like, I would be shocked if they're not related in some way.
Did
Right.
that voice sound like?
Give me a
Lady.
history
Oh, I wouldn't-
check
I
with
wouldn't know.
advantage, Kingston.
Oh boy,
Do it, Kingston.
Kingston.
Guidance. Damn, I don't have guidance. How does a bard not get guidance? That's their whole thing.
Could be too good. Was a 6.
With advantage?
Yeah, I'm getting rid of this dice.
You got
Yeah, throw
you
it
got
out the
what
door.
with advantage?
I got 6.
6. Well, you
I was a
can
little
go
too
ahead and
enamored, I
use-
think.
You can use the group advantage to
Sure.
roll one more time.
With my new dice. 13
7.
13 total.
That's
total.
Okay. The singing voice, much as I wish I could portray it as it's meant to be, was beautiful, perfectly timed with the music, which I've just been tragically informed that the music does not sync on my end the same way it does on Tay's end.
Yeah, I wish
Uh,
I could have interrupted you, but there was no way to like be able to
yeah,
pause
I wouldn't
that.
have been able to figure out the
But
correct sync.
I
However,
did.
I will link everyone the song if you're interested, as well as the lyrics I wrote for it. I obviously
Yeah.
did not write the song itself, but I did write lyrics for it.
Thought you sounded
Oh,
great,
oh.
DM.
That's pretty cool.
I
Yeah.
took the headphones off and I just listened to them singing it because I can still hear the stuff that's on their computer. And you did sing it wonderfully. It was
That's
just
privilege.
unfortunate that that it was not synced on my end. And I was
That-
like, no.
That said, with your 13, the singing voice was just like enrapturing, like incredible. Just to tell you mechanically what I'm talking about, they rolled a 19 and their performance check ended up being a total of over 25. So like
it was good. Or great.
fantastic. Some of the
Yeah.
best you've ever heard, and the backup was fantastic as well. The band starts playing another song as you're really thinking about this. The vibe comes out. They bring your food out. It's gorgeous. Kingston, as you're what'd you end up having? A steak, seafood. What'd you go for?
I asked, or rather, I just said whatever you recommend because I was paying
Okay,
attention to trying to listen.
They bring out a blackened, crusted, fresh caught salmon from the river. Like you can't see it, but the rest of your party can. It's got that
You can smell it,
perfect
though.
gray color
But it
to
smells
it.
amazing.
Yeah. And it's accompanied by like
Yeah, some
beautiful,
gray
like-
salmon roe.
Yeah, beautiful little bit of gray roe and some other toppings. There's a nice little like spread of sauce in this thick viscous gray that's next to it, and
Motor oil.
you as you're thinking about it more and more, it's not the song that stuck with you, even as wonderful as it was.
Them lyrics.
It was the last. The lyrics were peculiar, but in a place like this where you've got people of all sorts, like talking about claws and stuff like that, it's not that unusual. There were some things that were a little interesting in the lyrics that you might have picked up on. I'm not going to give you the lyrics
Like
to
till
look at just
dawn?
yet.
Yeah,
It's
the
like-
till
I mean,
dawn. Well, it's
They're
also until
talking
the
about
rain.
Hold me tight all night until dawn's light. So
But
so
light
it's-
never happens here because it's always raining.
there is light.
Well, yeah, it does. Yeah, it's just
Not
like
strong.
not. Yeah,
It's just all like shades of gray and white. But anyways, if you were spending the night at somebody and you wanted them like cuddle you in bed, you'd say hold me until dawn's light. Like there's nothing inherently suspicious about the lyrics. I want to get that out of the way. I didn't purposely hide things in these lyrics. It was hard
someone's
enough
holding
writing
it.
a song, okay?
I'd like
She's
to
talking
detect
about the
magic on her
diamond.
to confirm my suspicions.
I want to sense motive on the song.
Sense motive on Sab.
Wrong game.
I hate you all. But Kingston, it's
Motive
not
sense.
the song, it's not the lyrics that stick with you. It was the last thing she said, and it's as she's getting close to your table, as you take a bite, you hear her say something, and she says, "We do thank you for your patronage so much here at the Luscious Lush." And you almost choke to death on a piece of this fantastic salmon because you have heard those exact same words in the exact same intonation before. The one time that you were passing through with Detective Spade at one of these other functions that Norma the 10th was at, when you heard her thanking someone, saying, "You have our most profound thanks for your contribution to the Research Society." Like,
1-to-1.
identical.
That's heaps
The
of yikes
singing
from me,
voice-
fellas.
The singing voice completely different. And with that revelation, because we have gone over, and unfortunately, I know we don't have time for the showdown to go as proper as I want.
There's a
My-
showdown.
Intended one shot is going to be 2 sessions. So
Did you
As
think?
the fate of all one shots.
Yeah, I'm about to say, did
we-
you think for
we
1
could have-
second?
we could have got to it, but we had a little too much role play.
Well, it wasn't just that.
my
It's we
shock
started
face.
10 minutes
Yeah, we-
late.
Well, we ended up starting like 20 minutes late, and we had a little too much role play, which is not a bad thing. It just means that I couldn't get it fluidly into one thing.
Oh my
no,
God, Bowser is full grayscale.
What
God,
happened?
you've been changing
What?
it this entire time.
Yeah,
I'm
you
still
still want to
just-
watch the video.
I'm a cow bunny Goliath, so I don't know what y'all. I'm just still big and colorful.
That said, I
Beautiful.
wanted to thank everyone so much for joining us tonight. This has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed this, and I look forward to finishing it with all of you. Thank you so much to our guests, Umbreon and Penumbreon and Captain Pyro, for joining us. We will, if you're all able to, we'll pick this up and finish it
It'll have to be
next
next week.
Tuesday
It'll have to be Tuesday or Thursday. Yeah.
at our normal campaign time, or if next Thursday evening works better for you, we'll pick it up on next Thursday. There is probably about 2-ish hours left. If we, depending on how we go, it could be anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes to 2-ish hours, depending how you choose to solve this, whether it's with violence or not.
Violence. This is Dungeons and
Oh.
Dragons, not Dungeons and picking fights with people.
Because
Come on.
because combat.
I'm gonna
takes time.
choose violence.
This ain't
yeah.
Dungeons and Scrappins.
Yes.
Well, there
that
is-
said,
There's a
I
lot of scrapping going
again
on.
want to thank you all. I especially want to thank you all for letting me try something different. And
Murder.
I hope that Chad enjoyed it. I hope that you, my fine players, enjoyed it. And to give
Fun.
credit where it's due, I did write the lyrics for that, but the song itself is actually called In Your Arms, but there are no lyrics. It's done by the wonderful and amazing Kevin MacLeod, who did most of the music pieces you heard tonight. They are all royalty free, and all of the ones I used are built into Roll20, but he also uploads royalty free, completely available to use music on YouTube and other places, and just says that please credit him if you're using him for
Thank you very
commercial
much,
things.
Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Kev.
Thank you.
We're gonna release a single coming out with that.
That said, thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Well, that's not even our group anymore, really.
I just put it
so.
back. I just put it back on the screen, and everyone can hear me and you. We gonna raid somebody. I don't know who.